Hello. Hello there. How's it going, guys? How's everybody's day been so far? Hello to Ian. We got you off here. Sussy, Nix, Bradley, Death Star, JP, Halo Man. How's it going? How's it going? Everybody feeling good today? Woo! That is Lubellion. Indeed. Spartacus, how's it going, dude? So, Wednesday has arrived for another weekly live stream. I've been really swamped at work, so I haven't been able to upload that many videos, so I might be moving to a little bit of a 3 videos a week phase in the coming time, just because of work, because I have a lot of things to do. And it's all gonna narrow down, and also like the competitive season is over, so it's a little bit hard to, before, and like nothing's gonna happen until World, so maybe some World content, because that is gonna be next week. Diego, how's it going? Thank you for subscribing. Guys, hit the like button so we can get to 25 likes and begin the stream. So as I was saying, this is gonna be a just chatting stream. Okay, so we're gonna do the usual warm-up. We are gonna record a video today of the post-Dune tier list, so I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna do that together here on stream, record it. Later you'll see it as a video on my channel. And then we're gonna be sorting through, you can already see some of my cards here. We're gonna be doing sort of like a binder cast, a live binder cast. I don't know if a lot of you are probably too new to the channel to know Bindercast. Let me know if you do know Bindercast. Then you're definitely a Galza OG. And we're going to be sorting through the cards. We're going to opening the binders, especially the staple stuff. We're going to be taking apart some deck cores to prepare for the new Dune cards, because I'm going to be putting a few decks together when it arrives. So take these out, put them back in the collection. It's going to be really fun. A lot of cardboard. And also, you're going to see a lot of the new stuff that I got from Sleeve Chief. A lot of the branded stuff. It's just amazing. And again, you probably already know this, but Sleeve Chief has a summer sale, a huge summer sale coming July 30th, like in 5 days. And you're also going to get, all of you are going to get 15% off of everything. And they're going to have new US shipping. So you're going to get like shipping to the US for like, I think it's like $5 or $7, which is crazy because before they didn't have a distribution center they can send to the US. So really amazing news for everybody. Yo, Jam Buds, how's it going, friend? You have a card list for the Albaz lore in order. We can do that. That could be a fun exercise. We do that. I think let me see if I still have my because I did have a video where I ranked every single card in the lore. That could be interesting. That could definitely be interesting. I have a link for that. So again, if you haven't subscribed yet, good time to do so. We're gonna have a fun, chill stream. It's gonna be a little bit longer than usual, just because I have a lot to do while we're here. Sit back, relax, enjoy, grab a drink. It's gonna be really chill and fun. If you're at work, if you're working out, if you're doing something else, then enjoy this. It's gonna be really fun. Okay, wait, let's see the tier maker. Oh, but it's also spring end stuff and sprite cards. So are you talking about only branded cards? Because that's not the entire lore. I'm just saying. I am just saying. I do have the branded stuff. I think. Is it everything? Why did I include Merrymaker here? These are Spring Ends card too. But I do have it. We could do it somehow. Well, look, if you go to my Albaz movie video. Watching this while delivering her baby. Let's go. You should name him Aluber. Or, you know, Lubellion. So if you look at my Albaz movie, yeah, the 15 minutes one, you should get most of the cards. Most of the cards are going to be there, not all of them. I don't know if it's an interesting video idea, but that's the best I can do for you now. Or let me drop a link on stream. Let's see if it's in order, because I do have them in order of release. That might actually be in order though. Check out this link in the chat. This is where I get all of my artwork. Shout out to Hong TD. So I am pretty sure that it is chronological from the bottom to the top. Some cards are like, you know, just characters introduced, but like some cards are like events, like branded opening is an event. You know, Screams of the Branded. Those are like milestones. But as I'm looking through it, why am I not sharing this with you guys? So, as I'm looking through this, it seems in chronological order. You have Dogmatica, you introduce all the characters, Nadir Servant happens, Titanic Lad is formed, this is the first fusion monster. Floor fights it, Dogmatica punishment, and then it is revealed after she defeats him that it's Fallen Valbaz. Dogmatica encounter, the Asians come, and then the Tri-Brigades try to rescue it. Tri-Brigade standoff, the Asians go wild. You introduce some Tri-Brigade stuff, Tri-Brigade revolt, then they go to the desert, and Shreg gives Albaz the Mercurier, right? It's right here. And then, you know, they're in the desert, they're like traveling together, and then they meet the Spring Ants. It's actually like full, like all the lore is here. And it's chronological too, because you can see like Brandon White is the last moment before Albaz turns into Albion. Okay? Then Albion is formed. He attacks the snake. And as he does that, I mean, this might not, like the lightning here, this is Fleur de Lis striking it. The Iris Sword Soul though. And then it's only introduced here in Interluder, and then her character is revealed here, but mostly it should be pretty much in order. Branded Disciple, Branded Lost, Lubellion, the whole Ice Jade stuff, Branded Fusion, Albalenitus, Expulsion is right after that. What is the thing that is thrown out of Albalenitus? Ashen, of course. Artesia is kind of like just put here. I don't know if this is chronological. I think Artesia should be like before Regained. I think it should be like right before Regained. But everything else seems to check out. You have this fight. She falls from the sky. Sanctifier. Yada yada yada. Dispatter. This is not in the right order specifically, because first of all there is Dispatter, but then Lulu strikes it. Like this is the final shot of the battle. And then, you know, the Bestial Eluber is like afterwards. Quem is, I think it's before, because Quem revives Lulu. But other than that, seems to check out. And this is the last card that was released. This is actually a Dune card. But it is in the lore because it's an Ice Jade. It's not an Ice Jade card, but the art is Ice Jade. Anyway, this was yeah, but go see the movie, guys. Definitely go see the movie. So let's do some card guesser. Then we're gonna do the tier list video. And I think that afterwards we're gonna open up the collection, chill around for a bit. I did message Gary GGYGO if he wants to do something on stream, but he's probably asleep. So, because he talked to me in the morning, which was night for him, so he's probably sleeping. But this is just beautiful. Like, look at all of this. Maybe we should do like. This should be the first image, by the way. Like, this is the earliest of everything because Ecclesia is child here. Imagine if there was like first of all, I really wanted to do a lore book. So like the story written out as a children's book almost. But like with pictures, like a picture book. But like look at this, like if you had it all in like one sheet, like a card sheet, right? That could be interesting. Could look good, definitely. What is your favorite artwork out of all of these, chat? What do you think of this? Yo, Nix, thank you so much for becoming a member. Enjoy the exclusive access to Discord, the early deck lists, and of course the badges and the emotes. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, with the binder lore. Maybe we should do a binder lore, but I don't want to get a Sprite Core or Therions. But it could definitely be cool, like a lore binder. It will have to be like super high rarity though, right? Very, very cool. All right. Let's get to 25 likes on the stream. If you're here and you haven't liked the stream, do that. Do that. We're going to be doing collection sorting today. I'm also going to give you a peek into my card trader inventory, like the cards that I recently ordered, because I want to check up on those. Lulu and Lubellion, definitely. I mean, this is why I have the giant Lubellion here, because it's just my favorite, to be honest. Chemo TK, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you are having fun. Let's do some card guesser. I'm super bad at it. Not cardguesser.com for sure. But you know, this is how we warm up for the stream. And sometimes we get some Despia cards as well. But chat, you're gonna you have to be really quick on this. Is it this Lambda? I think it's Lambda. No, wait. Isn't it a Cyframe? Oh no, I don't know this one. It's TG. Well, it makes sense. It has the circles in the background. Wow. What is this? This looks like Orcus lore stuff. Oh, it's Alien. Yeah, Bellstar. Alien. Psi Station. No. Wait, what is it? A cell recombination device. We suck as usual. We have Diablo Star, that is the one lore archetype for this cycle. Yeah. No. Believe that Branded is going to get a season 2 for sure. Ooh, that's like a Pendulum Dragon or something, right? Dude, what are these cards? Okay, so it's just a matter of like, no. Is this even TCG? Divine Dragon? I don't even know this card. This is all going to be just me saying I don't even know this card. Okay, it's a Babe. Oh, it's a Nephthys. It's Nephthys, but it's the not Conductor, not Chaos Chronicler. Could be Chronicler. Matriarch. Maybe Matriarch. It's for sure a Nephthys card. Conductor. Yo, let's go. Who is Ad Libitum? It's just a Despia. It's not. It wasn't a Dogmatica before. Is this like Soul Drain? It's not Soul Drain though. Soul Rope on the nose. So Adlib is no one that we know. It's just a Despia. And why did Aluber want the power of the 666 Saints? That's a good question. Dude, what are these cards? This is a nightmare. I'm like, I just woke up from a nap. I mean, Adlib looks like the Asian, but oh, this is Phantom. This is Shade Burgundy. Wow, I totally blanked out on that one. Adlib looks like the Asians, but the Asians is not one person. It's not one person. It's like the warriors of Dogmatica. It's not just like, but it does have like the Wolverine claws and stuff. It does have that. Whoa. Random ass fire kraken. Oh, okay. It is a kraken, I guess. Spiral card, right? It's is it double helix? Oh no, it's not spiral at all. It's a wolf. What is this? I know this card. Oh my god. I'm gonna die. Silent Wolf Kalupo? No, I didn't know this card. It looks cool though. Definitely looks cool. Oh. That's a Shadol card. Oh, it's a lore card though, because this is like an Infernoid. I don't know. Void Vanishment. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Sorry if I'm not reading chat. I will in a moment once we finish this. Ooh. Dude, we are doing so incredibly bad right now. Literally the worst. Like cards that, like, what the hell is this? The gross ghost of fled dreams. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna see some stuff that we know. Is this Apso? Okay, some modern stuff. I'm really not good at the World Legacy and Hidden Arsenal stuff. I'm really bad at. Ooh, this looks like a train. Oh, I know this. It's Amphibian. This one. It's a solid card. I remember playing this in Master Duel for some reason. I do know this. Oh. Look at this guy. Yo, it's now moving to Zoom 2. Cyber's Dinosaur. I mean, this is what it looks like. Cyber's Quantum Dragon. It's not it, probably. Re-X. So that's Rex for you. It's Rex. Okay, fire themed. We got a chasm here. Ooh. Ooh. Reject. Reborn. We got 69 points, and the website is like lagging. Insane. I think Aluber needs a reprint with an ultra art that is the token. Like, these cards, man. Is this Egotist? First try, Egotist? Let's go. See, you give me OG cards or like new cards. I know this. Wait, I need one more. I don't know this anymore. I think it's an alien. It looks like an alien. Ammonite? Maybe it's an Ammonite. Call Hypnocycus, Telepath, Hunter, Grey, Overlord Kid, Infiltrator, Telepath, Shock Trooper, Mars. Maybe it's Mars. Oh my god, look at this. It looks like an alien. It looks like it's on Mars. Alien Mars. Okay. Okay. Is this Agape Dragon? Jesse Cotton played this in tier. That's crazy. Hello. Scary, scary stuff. Grave Lure. All right. The coffin. The third. Is this the 13th grave? Nightmare coffin. I think it's like nightmare something. Dude, there's so many nightmares. Oh my god. Trial of Nightmare. Yeah. In the OCG, it's called Trial of Hell. Also an OG card, probably. Well, of course. Give me the OGs. You need to be able to like set the range of like when the cards were released. It's like, ooh. Ooh. A lot of tier cards, suddenly. Tier cards. We got a cow, and we got a storm, so it's a twister. It's some sort of twister. This guy's milking the cow. Milking the cow. It's just twister. It's parallel twister. What is this? Storm. It's storm. Okay. Gonna be with chat 5 minutes. Hey, I know this. Wait. Second booster? No, I don't. Absolutely don't. Ooh. Raptor. It's not a raid raptor, so we can skip all of them. Cypher Twin, no. Dino Wrestler, maybe it's this one? No. Raptor? I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing that it looks like a raptor. Raid Raptor replica, Raid Raptor, Beat Raptor. Is it Beat Raptor? Maybe it's Beat Raptor. No. Probably gonna be called like Veloci. God damn. They're like all the way against me. Oh, this looks like a Dino Wrestler. No, it's not. Maybe. God. These cards, man. Yo. Witchcrafter collaboration. Witchcrafter scroll. Witchcrafter. Witchcrafter Confusion Confession, maybe? Maybe it's Confusion Confession? Recreation, unveiling. Maybe it's Confusion Confection. Okay. See? Yo, Dean, what's up? Yeah. The Lubellion. Magnet. It's a Magnet Warrior. It's a Magnet Warrior. What does NS mean? Epsilon, it's not Epsilon. Beta? Gamma, Delta, Gamma. Epsilon. Which one is it? Alpha? No! Why does it say NS? North, South. God damn. I suck. Hey. Look at this. Is this an OG card? It's not an OG card. Secret of the Bandit. I didn't know this one. Like most of what's happening here. Maybe we shouldn't do card guess, or I suck at this. Like really. It's not Remoten. It's not Remoten because we just got Remoten. Maybe it's remote. Yeah. There is a remote, and you know, it's how the world works. There's a remote, you can ride remote. Ooh. Wow. This is nice. Dual taining. Oh, the world map, yeah, it's super nice. And Lubellion is kind of cool. Ignister Dragon? Fire Phoenix. It's not Fire Phoenix. Light Dragon at Ignister. The cover of Eternity Code, I want to say. Stardust Dragon? But which one? Okay, it's maybe not Stardust. Maybe it's like a spell? Stardust. Cypher Divine Dragon. Boo-hoo. Drag down. Ooh. Yo, it was Parallel Twister. Oh my god. I could have guessed it. It's the baby dragon with the lizard knight dragon. It's I know this. Dragon Knight something? Baby dragon? Lizard dragon? Dude, what's the name of this card? This is Alligator Sword. Alligator Sword Dragon. There we go. Horrible. Oh, wait. Pressure Planet. I knew it from the rooftop. I didn't need the second zoom. I didn't need the zoom. Pressure Planet. Everybody knows that. Starting to look familiar. Is this like a Zexal weapon? It is. Unicorn Spear. Not Utopic Dragon, please. Zexal weapon. Okay, we have some battery men over here. Super Electromagnetic Voltic Dragon. Sure thing. 5 more seconds. What is this? It's Gofu. Okay. Very poorly indeed. Yes. Okay, let's look at the chat a little bit because I missed a lot of your messages. If you just joined, let's get 5 more likes so we can start off the stream. Get to 25 likes. Wow, you wrote a lot of stuff. If you can ban 1 spell, 1 trap, 1 monster. 1 spell, 1 trap, 1 monster. Okay. Monster, Dimension Shifter. Trap. Could be evenly matched. Could also be Dimensional Barrier, to be honest. Skill Drain. One of these, probably. I don't want to sound too biased. And then 1 spell card. I would probably go for something like Prosperity, even though I don't think it should necessarily be banned. Prosperity should be limited, but it should exist, but just as 1 card. Maybe I would ban Called by the Grave. Oh, EV, right. There's too many cards. I can't just do 1. Shifter is good. Shifter is a pretty good call. I saw an interesting theory. Aluber first appearance had twin tails made of the branded squares. It wasn't tails, I think it was like horns. Then he gained horns, then he gained branded tail. Huh. Let's see. Let's see what you're talking about here. When he first appears, I think he has like the horns. Yeah, there you go. These horns, and he also has a tail. That's true. I think they turn into the horns and wings when he turns into Lubellion. See? Now there is a tail here, and there is horns. So he's like a dragon. He's already a dragon. Maybe it was because of this. Because he turned into Masquerade. Oh, Birth. I would ban Birth as well. Fuck that card. It could be those wings. And those tail and horns. Right? Could be. But he still has them here. And still has them here. Turns into Lubellion. I don't think we ever see him as a Luber again. He should have been, like, expelled from here, but, you know. And then the next time we see a Luber, he's got no tail. He's got no tail. He has horns, and those horns turn into these horns. He has a tail in Etude? Etude. Oh, true. He has his own tail. He's like back. So he's got still the same tail. And the heels. and the horns. He's so cool. I love this artwork. It shows like angles that you don't get to see. Like Adlib. I didn't realize Adlib had like human features. But there's like hair and an ear. You don't see his face deliberately because they don't want to show you who he is. Just because it takes more to develop the character probably, but still like, oh, Etude comes out suddenly. I'm like, Adlib is a real person. I thought it was just like a ghost or something, like a fiend. It's a fairy. He has white hair. Yeah. He has ears too. That's pretty cool. I love this art. Yeah, the tail. Giantees. We know Adlib is the best Despia anyway. Except for Quem. Alright, guys. Let's put up a poll in the chat. Next. So keep in mind, I'm gonna give no, don't need this. Keep in mind that card sorting is gonna take us like a lot of time, but I'm gonna give you a couple minutes until 38 to answer. What do you want to do next? Because this is like a pretty chill stream. We need to record this video at some point, so it doesn't have to be now. But it's gonna take us like 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes to record. And then we'll do the card sorting, so we can get the tier list video quickly out of the way, and you can help me out with that in terms of like putting stuff into tiers. Maybe it will stop. Maybe it will betray Aluber, and it's like, you know, they're building. But Aluber is so cool though. Like people love Aluber. Yeah, here's the tail. I hate those things. I don't know. I don't like the but this art is cool. It's got like teeth and like horns. So awesome. It cannot be the end. This can't be the end. Like nothing happened. Nothing got resolved. Aluber was defeated. Everybody's still alive except for Floor. She's the only one who died. What the hell is this? Why did the Floor had to die? Bogus. This too is like, I mean, it looks cool. It's Lubellion's armor, by the way. This is Lubellion's armor. It's pretty cool art. Maybe it's not a tail, maybe it's a trace of his power from the portal. Maybe. Could be. It's funny there's like no clues here whatsoever to like anything. Shiragan for Jeet. This thing, which is nothing. Springan, friends. Some other people. And just fly away. Good kit. Right. End poll, tier list video. Time for tier list video. I do have it ready. Let's see how it looks. It looks good. Looks good. Yo, Gary. Gary, you want to jump on Discord and do this together? Or are you just waking up? We can decide what tiers we want to put stuff in. Not sure whether you noticed the previous times I mentioned it, but the playment of the final battle arrived. Oh, let's go. What, just now? Or is this... Oh, this is the giveaway one. Let's go. Yeah, I just checked with the supplier. Wait, let's go. Yeah, take your time. We can wait for you. We can wait for you if you want. It can make an awesome video. Guys, you want GGYGO in the house? Up to you regarding camera. We can do it in voice chat. It's fine with me, I think. I could share my screen and then we can decide on stuff together. Yeah, 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes. That's cool. Take your time. We're gonna be waiting for Gary. Well, let's change the title too. Cool. So we're gonna wait for like 10 minutes to start. Let us, in the meantime, let me check what I had lined up. Oh, we can check on some card trader stuff, like see the, let's take a look at the, I do want to see what's up with some prices. So if you don't know, I mean, I do get my singles usually from tier 0. But a lot of them are kind of sold out right now. And they don't usually have like the older stuff. So let's see, high to low. What do they still have? Oh, they still have some quarter century stuff. Fusion armament. Oh, they have like a lot of stuff. That's nice. What about the Unchained stuff? I just realized recently that all the Unchained stuff is pretty cheap. Everything is mostly sold out. Like, probably the only expensive card was Abomination, and it just got a reprint. Maybe like Soul of Rage is it's kind of expensive right now. Quick question. When Cartesia is in the graveyard in the end phase, with Quem on board, what factors do I consider on adding Cartesia to hand or no? Well, I think it's exactly like Nick said. If you have a way, first of all, if you need Cartesia on board and you don't have Albaz in the graveyard, then it's a good enough reason to leave it there. If you only play one Cartesia and you have Lulu in the graveyard, Lulu can summon from the hand during the end phase. So you can take it to hand, then summon it with Lulu. And again, it's a matter of if you need it on the field. So if you think there's a good chance you will summon it to the field and you need it to start off your combo, then keep it in the graveyard. That would be the only reason to do that. If you already have everything, then it's probably less impactful. Probably less impactful. Okay, what are we thinking about Revolution Synchron right now? Okay, okay. Steady decline. Kinda coming up. Kinda coming up right now. So out of the cards I ordered, we have... See it. I got a lot of rocket stuff coming, and a lot of synchron stuff as well. I think this deck is nice. I might want to play it. It'll be like 40. Okay, we'll get started on sorting cards. Just message me, Gary. Just message me when you're ready. We'll jump on. We'll start sorting cards, and then we'll do the tier list. Take your time. Have a coffee. And then I should be having some more rocket stuff, some karma cannons coming, all the jet stuff. It's relatively cheap. The jet synchrons, I wanted supers, so those were a little bit expensive. Okay, okay. Take your time. Let me know when you want to jump on. Why is your last name German? It's actually a good question. I don't know. Like, my family is not from Germany. I do know that my last name is German. But I don't really know, like, the origin. I really have no idea. But that's a good question, though. How do you know my last name? Kidding. Right, let's start sorting out some cards then, guys. What do you think? Let me just get some nice playmat to put this on. Someone hopped the fence is for sure, but it's not the way you would think it. So, we don't have any relatives that we know of that lived in Germany, but probably if you take it back long enough, then you will find some people who moved from. Because my dad's family is originally from the UK, actually, and my mom's family is like from the Czech Republic or Czechia. So, and like Holocaust stuff, but it goes way before that, and it's from my father's side, so it has to be somebody who moved from like Germany to the UK, started a family there, then something like that. But I do want to, dive into it a little bit. See if I can find something. Yeah, we Jews. We have some weird names. Like a lot of Jewish names are German in, like, they could be translated into German, but it's not necessarily that they are from, Germany. So, who knows? Well, there is a video coming up tomorrow that you will see this this beautiful playmat on, but I guess it's as good a time as ever. Show you guys what I got from Sleeve Chief. What's your opinion on Diablo Star? First of all, I don't know how to pronounce it. It seems like she's gonna be the new protagonist of the new lore. It seems like it, and it seems like Konami's being a little bit more consistent with card releases. Because, for example, they released Clear New World, one set before the Visa stuff, and then apparently it's like lore related, right? So they did it now with Snake Eye with the subversion thingy. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Um, Pretty clean. This one looks amazing and it feels amazing too. I think they're gonna restock this in the summer sale. So again, just just keep an eye out on Twitter and here on the community tab. I will announce everything on time. So this is from Sleeve Chief. I also got, and this is insane. Like these are some dividers for the deck box, right? But this is something else. Okay, so this is first of all Cartesia in like the thinnest hollow strip. It's so delicate. Like the deck box is super sturdy. It's like really quality. It's just really beautiful. But then on the inside, it's freaking what the hell. And it holds like my entire deck. It's just so clean. I really, really like it. I've never had like custom stuff like that. I always had like Dragon Shield. But they sent me this now. Just incredible. Oh, wait, what? Why did I miss a call from him? Yo?
Other.
Hello?
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 Can you hear me?
Yeah? You want to do it now?
Hi. I'm down.
Oh, you said 40 minutes.
I said 10 minutes.
But then you said it would be like 40.
When? Look at your comment section.
I'm looking at my... What do you mean? Okay, wait.
Where did I say 40?
It'll be like... Yo. Okay,
It'll
I'm sending
be like
this.
10.
No, okay, am I blind? Look at the chat.
Alright, hold on. Huh? No, I meant to say 10. Okay.
Oh, I meant to say 10, but I just said 40. Okay.
Alright.
All right.
Hello.
Let me put my stuff away. We can get to it. How's it going, dude?
Just threw in my 2 weeks notice at my job.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Hope it's for the best.
I applied for classes. Yeah.
Awesome.
I applied for classes, and I'm starting back school in the fall.
That's cool. Congrats. That's exciting.
Thank you.
Let me add a camera for you. Sources. Display capture. And then beat this. There we go. Clean. Clean. All right, let's move it down a little bit. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Let me share my screen here. That way you can see the list. Do you see it?
Yep.
Do you think anything else should go into it that is not on it?
Infernal, Branded, Chimera, Dragon, Rika, Synchron Deck, Labyrinth, Mathematic Rescue, Striker, Super Heavy, Sword Soul, Pearly, Sprite, Pitched, Hero, Unchained, Ready for Hire, Ready Twin, Dragon, Fluendaries, Earth Machine, Dark Orioles, Monotone Tier. Um, we're just doing this for like right now, right?
It's like post Dune, I
Um,
guess, like before ban list.
Gotcha. So the way that I've been looking at testing right now is that Dune literally doesn't matter. And like the
That's
only thing that
very true.
matters is Ego.
Yeah, it's true because
So
like
like
everything is
I've
gonna
been
get hit
testing
in a
Egos.
second. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like Ego is the only thing that matters right now.
Well,
So
you're.
like because if you look at Cancun, which is the next YCS, it drops the same weekend as Cancun.
It's true.
So
It's
Ego is
true.
very important right now.
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
I do
but I
overview
mean,
for
if we're
that too.
doing it from like a right now, yeah,
Yeah.
if we're doing it from like a right now perspective, I think this is fine.
What are you thinking post takeoff?
The Horus cards, Diabell Star,
Mm-hmm.
um, like there's so much that comes out of that set, and there's like different buffs to like different decks. So I'd put different decks here at different tier levels.
Yeah, it's true. I'll be
Like
back in
with
a sec.
the Horus cards.
Oh yeah,
All right.
those are sick. One sec. Be back.
Yep.
Right, I'm here. Um,
I was gonna say like with
yeah.
the Horus cards and tier limit, I'd put tier limit so much higher.
Yeah, I saw that people are like playing Diablo Star 2 with tier. I wonder how
The
that's gonna
Diabell
go.
Star cards are correct. They're so good.
Yeah, really sick. All right, we'll do this for post Dune. Even though it doesn't matter, which is true. Okay, I'll start recording right now. How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to the Tier Maker. Today I'm joined by my good friend GGYGO. How's it going, Gary?
How's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's having a great day.
All right, first time I'm having you after all the times you've been, hosting me on your channel. So that's gonna be really cool. We're streaming this live as well on my channel over on YouTube, of course. And we are gonna look at the post Dune meta. It's a bit weird because there's no big events coming up except the World Championship, which doesn't really involve any of this. But I think it's still gonna be interesting to see even the slight power shift of like a set like Duelist Nexus, which on one hand doesn't look extremely like game breaking, like we saw with Photon, of course, Power of the Elements, Darkwing Blast. Those were like really game breaking. Now we're getting a set that's like a little bit more mellow, but it does bring in some decks back into existence. What do you think?
So, first things first, I just want to say, congratulations on your success so far. I really do love watching people grow, and I've been watching you grow on YouTube, and big success to you, and I'm definitely happy to see it.
Appreciate it.
Um, Looking at the new format and what we have to deal with, I was kind of giving out a sentiment of this a little earlier, and that's a lot of this set doesn't really matter as far as looking ahead to AGov. AGov is going to change the game pretty immensely. I think that's the next set that's going to be very good, right? I don't think that it's POT level, but it's definitely somewhere around like DUEA, I think. But we'll have to see. I think there's enough cards coming out in it that really do warrant calling it a really good set. With Dune, though, I think it's really interesting because the set itself isn't very good. We have a couple cards I think that are really solid, like Revolution Synchron, which obviously is just going to break the game because it's a better global. But yeah, I even had conversations with people that think global is better than Revolution Synchron. Um,
Ooh, hot take.
just because of I think it's just because of the versatility of it. Like you don't have to do anything else with it. Like you could normal summon Link Revo, and then go Reborn Global, and then go into like Dark Charmer. So it's like a one card Link to. If you mill it, there's no like extra steps to summoning it. Like I just think that overall it's the better extender, but that's just my opinion.
You think we're gonna see
Maybe
Glow
that's just
Bulb
because I love Glow Bulb.
come back next ban list?
Probably. I think that if
I would
Revolution
assume so.
Synchron's legal, though we probably end up getting Glow Up.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a problem.
Oh,
Which is crazy to say you don't think the Glow Up's a problem in 2023, but here we are.
I mean, look at what we
Um,
have today. It's kind of insane. We're also probably gonna do like a AGOV breakdown in the future. You're probably gonna have a lot of that on your channel as well. And again, of course, if you haven't checked out Gary's channel, please do in the description below. We're just gonna start off. We have S, A, B, C, D. I actually had names for them, but they got reset, so we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way. I think S tier for me will be the best decks. A will be the top contenders. B is going to be like solid or okay choices. And C and D, I mean, D is obviously going to be like the worst of the worst, but C is going to be, I suppose, just not good enough. I mean, D is going to be unplayable, but C is going to be, um, I'm trying to find an example here, but we're going to get to it in the tier list probably. So we'll not spoil it, but we'll start off with Angelica, I think, of the Infernoble Knights. What do you think about that?
so I really have never liked Infernoble as an archetype. Before, when it was a huge combo deck and there was like a Rordon, if you held Imperm for a Rordon, the deck just passed. I think that it's one of those things where the deck can combo really well, but I don't really think that the deck itself can do enough. Like you still have to play a lot of bricks, and there's still like a lot of combos that you can do. But I just feel like a lot of the other decks that we have right now just kind of do a little bit better. And if you're playing into a format where D Shifter and Arise Heart and all these cards are just ruling the format, now there might be a ban list that changes a lot of this. I think that you're playing a deck that loses harder into those cards, and I don't think that it could ever be like considered like that great while that's the situation, especially when you're already playing so many bricks in your deck and you have to like rely on having so much in your graveyard.
Yeah.
So for me, it would still just be in that B tier actually, but I don't really think the deck is going to be overall that great.
Yeah, I agree. I think the points about, and we're going to probably talk about this in regards to a lot of the decks here. We have some, I think Dune brings with it a lot of combo decks into the format. But again, as you said, those things, like we saw what happened with Super Heavy, a pretty classic combo deck, but it still didn't manage to break through things like Kashtira, Shifter, even Droll. Like once it gets back into decks, one Droll can just shut off your entire turn, or one like good interruption on like one card. I think this is a pretty classic B for now. I think it was a bit overhyped. We're gonna see if that maybe changes a little bit. I think the cards are extremely cool, but I don't think it can carry that much. Um, the next one, branded fusion, I think, or like branded in general, of course. I'm gonna start off by saying that I think that from my testing and my experience, and probably like this is the deck that I know best, its matchups against those other decks in the list feels like nothing that is new on this list is better than this deck currently, which still I think puts it as a top contender, maybe somewhere in the top contender slot. It feels to me like Branded didn't really lose any power, and those other new decks, while they are like if they can resolve their board, like if Synchron that we're gonna talk about, even Super Heavy, even Infernoble Knights, if they can resolve their board, it's gonna be hard for Branded to break, but still, Branded could do like crazy stuff still.
Yeah, I think branded, it's still, it's just branded. Like there's not really much that has altered from the deck. And I think that it's still pretty mid. Like you can play it and you can do well, and there's a lot of like complex plays that you can do. But at the end of the day, it's not really bringing anything new to the table. You're still just able to puppet lock people. You're able to do different things with the deck, but ultimately, I think that there's not much that it brings to the format. I think if you want to find a deck that is really solid and can get you there, then Branded's usually the pick. But as far as where I would put it, it'd probably be in the same place. Um, to be completely fair, I feel like most decks this format are going to be around the area. There's a couple that'll be varied. But we're in a very much so tier two format, which again I think that's my problem with leaving tier format was we finally got a taste of like a higher tier format, like overall, like one of the craziest decks we've ever seen. So bumping back down to a format like this, everything just feels like really weak.
Yeah, you think this goes in A?
I would still keep it in B to be honest. Like if we're just talking about tier two decks, like everything just feels like a tier two deck, but that's just my opinion.
I think that if we're looking at this tier list, I think the S tier is going to be the tier one decks, and then the A tier probably going to be like one, 1.5, I suppose. Let's put it above Infernoble for now, and we'll see. I think Chimera stuff, I've been testing it a lot with branded. I think the main application for it up until now is somewhere with branded. But I think even though it's like really cool and fun in my opinion, I think that it brings in another aspect of like losing to things like Droll in branded, which doesn't happen in regular branded. It really relies on like adding cards, and I think overall it doesn't bring like if the main application of this engine is in branded, it doesn't make branded stronger. I think it's like C tier probably right now with branded. You got a chance to look at these
So
cards?
oh, continue.
Oh, I was just saying if you got a chance to play around with these cards.
So with the Chimera cards, I think that it's very similar to what Geist is going through right now, right? So like Alter Guys just got a lot of brand new cards, but now you're losing to things like Nibiru in a control deck, which is weird. Like it just shouldn't happen. It's like when you get Nibiru and Striker, it just feels bad. Um, it's one of those things with Chimera where I do agree that you are adding in new variances and new things that just shouldn't happen. These are things that I think that are really cool. The one that you can summon and search a monster and Chimera Fusion, I think that's very neat as well.
Yeah.
I think that if you're going to play the Chimera cards, that you'd have to play like the branded cards. So I feel like playing them separately is just not very good. I've tried it out a few times, a few different ways, and I think that if you're not exclusively playing like branded Chimera, then it's not really worth doing. But at that point, like branded just has such a crazy lock that it can do. So why are you not just playing branded? So I would agree.
Yeah. I think dragons are like pretty much an easy A, right? This deck is kind of nuts. It's been doing really well, I think, recently in events. What do you think?
So Dragon is actually like my pick for the format at the moment. Like I think Dragon's so good. I think that if you're looking at a basis of what beats Kashtira, there's very few things that you're going to come up with that say, okay, this deck doesn't lose to D Shifter. This deck doesn't lose to not drawing an out to a Rise Heart. Like there are certain situations that like if they get the 33% chance to draw a D Shifter, like you're just going to lose no matter what you play, right? No matter where we put things, the Adventure Synchron deck, we're talking about like Sword Soul, which sometimes can play through things like that. We're talking about Math Mech, like all these different decks that want to be able to use her graveyard. We just cannot compare them to things like D Shifter, just because at that point, like not a whole lot that we really can say. If we're talking about a deck that just inherently has such a strong ability to be resilient, play a lot of hand traps, play different variants of the same deck, have access to such good toolbox, I would say Dragon just accomplishes all of those. Um, for me, I think Dragon's probably one of the best decks in the format. I realize that there's only two decks that I think are like truly the best deck of the format right now. So for that reason, I would have to put Dragon in 1.5 because I don't believe in having multiple decks in my tier 1 category. Just because for a deck to be tier 1, it means other decks have to be weaker. And I think that there are inherent flaws, especially losing to certain cards that other decks can also play as a tech. And I think that puts them a little further ahead. But I do think that my personal pick for the format is Dragon. I think it's very good.
Do you think it's going to be still able to contend with like, the new Pearly support? I think is going to put Pearly, we're going to talk about that soon. Can it still contend with like the best decks? we all know it's crazy and it's been doing well. Um, I'm just wondering, like, with Pearly coming in, probably is one of the best decks now after the support. I'm wondering if it is still going to be that resilient, or even if people will pick it up for for events and stuff like that. I don't know.
So we might differ on Pearly. I'm actually interested to get to that
Oh, okay,
category.
okay. Well, okay, we'll get there. We'll move on to Rika. I'm just putting everything in B while we're talking about it. Then we're gonna place it. Rika is a deck that I personally, I feel kind of weird about Rika. Um, I I understand what the deck can do, and I think people already know that this deck, if it goes like untouched, a lot of the times it can be very very explosive, and it can be relatively hard to break their board. Um, it's also kind of weird that like a flower deck pops up every summer for like the championship, takes it all home, then goes back into hibernation for the rest of the year. We don't even get to see it. Um, I I don't believe this is an A tier deck. I think this is a solid B tier deck, in my opinion. It has some really good pilots that can take it all the way, but I don't think it can really contend with what I consider to be the best decks.
So when you look at a deck and where you want to place it, I think that you have to look at its conversion rate. And if four enter a tournament and two top, like that's kind of insane, right?
But it's not really four.
And
It's like four disciples players, but it's not four out of everybody. It is
well,
converting pretty well though.
the amount of players, if you look at the breakdowns that are actually piloting Rika, are super low.
Yeah.
Like, there's not many people that actually bring it into an event, but yet it's like we still see it, right? And I think that's really saying something to just what the deck can do. Like, I know people even like locally that haven't been playing for super long, but they pick up Rika and all of a sudden they start 5-0ing locals. And it's like where they go to regionals and they start doing extremely well. I think that for me, I would put Rika in A tier just because it's one of those decks where if you take the time and you really learn every single combo for the deck, because there are a lot of complicated lines that you can do and a lot of different builds that you can play for it. I think that historically Plant's always been like one of the craziest decks that you could play just as like a side deck that not a lot of people really go after. But at the same time, like if you really take the time and learn Rika, it's really rewarding.
I think there might be a skill gap of when you're talking about like entering events and converting really well. Um, I I personally think that if like the really good players thought this was the best deck, they would pick it up. I think it might be a matter of or like pick it up in more numbers because realistically, again, I don't think this deck is better than Kostra. I don't think it's necessarily better a lot of the times more than Labyrinth. It does manage to take those big events with like really really good players like Jessica Robinson. Um, but I still feel that I don't know. I still feel weird about the deck, and I feel like it has a lot of weaknesses that cannot make it, in my opinion, 1.5. I don't think like I would say maybe like high B tier. I can't believe Branded is here in B tier, but I'm going with the flow. But I think that Rika, I'd put it. Let's put it below Dragons right now and see if we adjust it later. I don't think it's above Dragons. We agree on that, right?
Yeah, we agree on that for sure. And I mean, like, Branded's one of those decks that I've never really respected anyway, as far as being like really solid. Because anytime it's the best deck in the room, everyone prepares for it, and then you just auto lose to things like D Barrier, everyone's main decking Ash. Like,
Yeah.
it just becomes a lot harder to play the deck. And so for that reason, and like all the new cards, again, like my brain is more wired right now for AGov. So like I've already been testing with everything that's gonna come out and like all the crazy decks that we're gonna see. And decks like Branded, just they don't seem like they're gonna be up there when we
Hmm.
start getting a lot of the new things.
Yeah. Might not be able to keep up. Synchron. So now with Crimson Dragon, it becomes a little bit more tempting to play this deck. I've been testing with it a little bit. I have some friends who've been testing with it. Um, I think that right now the builds that I'm seeing are more like adventure, synchron, try to resolve speeder, and if you do, you probably win the game because you lock your opponent out of playing entirely. However, um, this deck, of course, has extreme weaknesses. Like if we're talking about Ash on Branded Fusion, Ash on Speeder hurts 10 times more, probably. But you still cannot deny that if it does resolve, it is extremely explosive.
So I feel like the amount of blowouts that we have available to us, including cards like Dark earlier, is way too good when you're into a format like this and you know that like the board's gonna be huge. I think that I've tried out the Adventure Synchron deck a few times, and just from what I've tried, I'm not super impressed with what I've seen. I think that even like in my build right now for Striker, my hand traps on my build are 3 Ash, 3 Mortar, 3 Valor, 3 Imperm. So I just value effect negation right now. I think that's very good, especially against a couple decks that we'll be talking about on this list. And when it comes to a situation like that where people are just realizing more hand traps need to be played, I think this is a deck that just gets left behind.
Yeah.
I think that it's not very good in my opinion. I would personally put it in C. I know that a lot of people might be not on the same page with that because I know a lot of people want to see it do well. And trust me, I love Synchron. I actually just got done rewatching 5Ds completely. But at the same time, it's just not good enough, I don't think. I think there's way too many other things to play. Like going to a regional or like a YCS, there's just no way I'd like play Synchron over Rika or Dragon.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't impressed as well. I did pick up some cards because it is exciting and I own a few of them already. It could do well locally. But let's talk about one of the elephants in the room. I think it's kind of safe to say you could put Labyrinth on, like, right on top, with the small caveat of Labyrinth being super scary, not doing extremely well in the last big events that we saw, mainly, North American World Championship qualifier. What do you think about that?
I think Lab is just Lab. Lab's insane. It's so good. I would go as far as to say I'd throw Unchained up there with it. I think that Unchained Labyrinth, the variant of that build is so crazy. I think that Lab alone is really cool. It's really solid. And if you want to do like Trap Labyrinth, if you want to do like Furniture Labyrinth, or if you want to try out like the new Unchained Labyrinth, there's so many different ways you can play the deck, and I've seen so many people try to like splash different engines with it as well. I think having the ability to just tutor out any normal trap card, especially with rollback coming out soon, hopefully. I know that's a thing. I know that we're getting a couple other ones that are really strong too. Even like Butler that we're getting.
No, Butler is
The deck just
absolutely
has
crazy.
yeah, the deck just has so much. So I know whenever I play against it, I'm like, better open Asher Bell.
Yeah.
So it's very important.
No, it's super
But
scary, and
I definitely think
sorry, the future support is really scary as well. I mean, it looks like Konami is hinting at us that okay, we like this deck. We want to keep like pumping out stuff for it. Even if they will hit stuff around it, the main engine of the deck is still very good, very strong.
yeah, I definitely think that it's like an easy S tier.
Yeah. Um, Circular, representing Cyber's gang here, died for the sins of the deck. Still made it out with one soul remaining. I personally think that people might underestimate this deck a little bit. I think Cybers in general right now, it is a one trick pony, but I still think even though like Circular is at one, I think I will put it as an okay option still. I don't think it's not good. I think it's okay.
I think that Mathmech is tier two, but like a higher cyber stack would be Marincess. I think Marincess is just like the best cyber stack right now. When it comes to playing Mathmech, it's fine. I don't think that's super bad just because you can play a ton of hand traps and like
Yeah.
Heat Soul and whatnot. But overall, I don't think that it's like the strongest deck in the room.
Yeah.
You can still play it and do well. We've already seen it do very well in different events.
Yep.
But I think that with one circular, after myself playing the deck too, it just is not what it used to be.
No, definitely not. Um, Another new deck is Rescue Ace, getting some new support and as commons as well. So more people are going to be able to pick it up, even though Hydrant costs like an ultimate rare Fenrir
Mhm.
right now, which is crazy. Um,
Yep.
I'm gonna give my 2 cents about the deck. I played this a little bit. I tested with it. I played against it a little bit more. Um, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that one of the reasons it's doing so well in the OCG, because we're looking at the OCG and we're seeing, pie charts and why not. This deck is taking up like a lot of the top spots. Definitely not the only best deck. Tier is still alive there, but Rescue Ace is like, okay, we're seeing like if we're looking from the TCG to the OCG, I mean, yeah, this looks like a solid deck. I'm I have a feeling that the reason that it's doing so well is because it's probably one of the best decks out there, except for Tier. Tier does it really well too. But Rescue Ace plays around Max C extremely well. And when you're looking at two formats that are completely different because of one singular card, it makes sense that a deck that with one or two summons can set 4 interruptions and play a bunch of hand traps in addition to that will do well. What do you think?
I've seen the deck played a lot already. I think that it has a lot of ways to go ahead and play through a lot of interruption. As far as I've seen, like the proxy F combos to summon Mud Dragon, then summon Turbulence to protect the Turbulence, so they can set 4, which is kind of cool. There's the builds that are still playing like the Lances, so you can protect your Turbulence as well. It's really just Turbulence Turbo, which is interesting. We've seen a few decks like that. It's very reminiscent even of like the Synchron deck.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, if this one card resolves, then it's like insane. But if it doesn't resolve, then it is what it is. I think the Impulse is a very cool card. Being able to just summon it from or pitch it from hand and summon the draw to pitch one. I've seen that used as like a tier engine,
Yeah.
which is definitely very cool. But as far as a deck, I would have to still put it at tier 2. I
Yeah.
don't think that it's as good as people like it right now. I've been seeing a ton of it, but I've literally never been impressed by a single duel that I've seen.
I think people are trying their best with this deck because they know that it should be good. I think that people might be a little bit disappointed to find out that it's not going to do as well in the TCG as it does in the OCG. Um, and the next deck we're going to talk about, Gary. Um, I know you love this. I love this too because of you. I started playing this deck. I picked up. This was my second deck ever because of your channel. We love it to death, but what can we do? It's not. It's not it right now.
So Engage is a very cool card.
It's very good. Very good.
It's very, very good. So I can't lie. I can't get on here and say Brandon's not that great right now, and then be like, "Oh, Striker tier 0."
Striker is
Um,
definitely S tier. This is what you want to say.
yeah, it's definitely S tier.
Yeah.
So I would say it's still a tier 2 deck. I wouldn't put it anywhere less than that. 3 thrust, 2 engage. I don't think that it's like that bad. Um, I think the deck still has a lot of potential in the format. I think that something was told to me a long time ago about playing Striker, and I haven't really played the deck too much since pre-po. I actually have it built right now, so I'm playing for like locals and whatnot. Um, when you play Striker in an event, you're already putting yourself in an uphill battle, and I think that's crazy to hear. Just because like it's a deck that you really need to work for your win when all these other decks just put up win like immediately, you know
That's very true.
and
I 100% agree with that.
it's you are working so hard because you're like, I gotta see Ray, and then you're like, all right, cool, I saw Ray, but now do I have enough non-engine to break the board? And then you're opting to go second. So if your opponent flips any spell, you're like, I gotta open Ray plus Cosmic plus board break. Like it's it's just a battle with yourself to try to like get there, right? And your top decks are super sacky because you have so many good top decks. But at the same time, if none of them say Ray on it, and then you don't open Ray, it's a bad day. I think that when we get Camilla, things are going to be a little bit better. You can main deck cards like Karakara. You can go ahead and break boards, normal any hand trap, and go right into your striker engine, which is cool. But as of right now, I'd have to keep it in tier two.
You think it's better than Synchron right now?
I do. I do. I would not play that deck before I played striker.
Do you think it's better? Not you specifically, though. You think it's better than Rescue Ace right now?
Right now, I think I would probably think about them in the same light.
All right, that's fair. I think people
They
who
both
haven't
have
played
glaring issues.
Striker extensively don't understand that like playing it's exactly like what you said summarizes what it's like to be a Striker player. In especially in big events, it's just a major headache. Like playing this deck for 8 hours is a strain that not a lot of people could understand. Like you said, like a lot of decks right there, out there, set four, set five, Arise Hard, Shifter, Prosperity, stuff like that. It's not that it's easy wins. It's just they just put up a win, and your goal as a striker player, because this deck does best going second, is to pull apart part of that board. And you have a lot of good hands, but you still need to really work for it. 100% agree. I think we can all also agree that not Scarecrow, Super Heavy Samurai is just. I mean, I've seen it pop up with like in relation to synchro and stuff. I think like as a deck, as an engine, it could still be viable. I'm really hoping that it's going to be viable because I think it's extremely good, and I'm really sad that they just killed it so quickly. But I think like as a deck, it's not playable.
Yeah, I mean it's super heavy. Maybe if we get back one Scarecrow, but it's to the point right now where like all the one card combos are all turned off for the most part. So like you have to open exactly like Wakashi or Motorbike. And if
Yeah.
you don't open either, it's a rough day.
One of my biggest disappointments. I remember doing a tier list the day after the recent ban list with Denglong. I was doing a tier list of decks post ban list, and I was recording it. I was done. I was starting to like edit, and then I look at Sword Soul. I'm like, wait, I didn't really address the fact that Denglong is. I mean, I didn't really understand it. Then the day after, I go on DB. I play against some Sword Soul player. They absolutely destroy me with the Denglong stuff, and I'm like, whoa, because I never played against this card since I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh. And then I had some second thoughts, but then like events started popping up, like we start seeing like players, few players maybe play it, but overall extremely disappointing, and kind of like sad to me that a deck that is basically at full power, not full power because it had a few life cycles with the Rorodon, with Protoss, but like the main engine is still there. They got Danglong. Unfortunately, this deck is just not good enough, right?
Yeah, I don't think that it really is. I don't think it has been for a while. Um and like I'd even put it down to C. I think that I'd play Rescue Ace before I played Sword Soul. I'd probably play Math before I played Sword Soul. Like, just all these different decks that can just play so much more non-engine
Yeah.
and just really be able to do well. I think that Sword Soul's just been dropping the ball lately. Like, there's just not a whole lot the deck's been doing. It's very fragile into a lot of hand traps, and especially going back into like all the hand traps we will be playing. I just don't think it bodes well for that deck.
Yeah. Um, Not much to talk about there, but now this is one. I think this is going to be a debate point because it seems like you don't think the same things that I do about Pearly. So as a striker player myself, I will let you go first.
So I think that just based on popularity. Okay. Just based on popularity, because that's how metas are formed. Like if a deck is super backed, it's going to inherently just start winning events because just the sheer number of people playing the deck. I think that Pearly won't end up winning any events. I think that it'll top some events. I don't think it'll win though. I think the deck is very bad personally. Even with the new card, because like if you look at like how things are like hand trapped in the deck, or like how you play around certain things in the deck, like nothing really changed now that we have like the new Noir. Um, I think that it's cool that we have the ability to get a lot of draw power but you still fall in the same category of if your board gets broken and you can't stop lethal, you just get lethal. And that's something that the decks had a huge problem with. I think that when it comes to Pearly, I'd put it in A just because of popularity, but I really don't think that deck is very good.
I think that I think for me, it needs to be at the top of A tier, and I think for two main reasons. I think that the new support doesn't really do anything. Like it doesn't really do anything that the deck wasn't able to do before. But I think two things. One, I think this deck has a pretty good Kashtira matchup, and I think we're going to be putting that deck as the best deck on this list.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much debate on that. Um, I think it has a solid Kashtira matchup. This is why it's been able to do well. Not only popularity, I understand that, like, okay, we got some big names in the room playing Pearly, hyping up the deck. It looks really cool. It seems like it takes a really solid player to run this deck successfully, especially in the level that we saw. Pac piloting the deck. I think this was like noteworthy. But I think again, the new support doesn't bring anything new to the deck, but I think it has a really, really good ability to go second without a lot of non-engine. It does really well going second. And I think at the end of the day, it puts up a monster in Noir, the big Noir, that is kind of unparalleled right now. If you look at there's no monster that is that. It's not that it does a lot. It's just that you can't really do anything to interact with it. Um, and if the player sitting across from you playing Pearly knows a little bit about how to play the deck, they will not end up at a point where you take out that Noir unless you have like specifically a Kaiju. But even then, on the clapback, they might get you because they have that ability to go second to like go into a board and end up even OTKing. Um, I think it's top A tier probably right now. We'll see how it does. Maybe we'll not see a lot of it. For Worlds, this deck has 2 hits, which is going to be interesting to see if people will actually pick it up. But we're going to move on to some sprite variants. I'll put them all together in the, for time's sake. We have Pure Sprite, which I think a lot of people call Melfi Sprite now. I think it's pretty much the baseline version of some people play frogs, but it doesn't really do much. But like Pure Sprite is like not Runic Sprite, basically. We have Runic for Hire, which obviously has a striker sprite engine. Then we have Live Twin. What do you think in terms of like? So which one is the best out of all of these? All of the three of these.
Runic for hire. For
Runic for Hire, I think we can both agree that it's like probably the strongest. Live Twin probably second, and then like Pure will be the last one, right? Which one of them can contend
Yeah,
with tier 1 though?
I would say for hire. Absolutely, 100%.
I think it should be between Dragon and Pearly.
Yeah, it's the deck's just crazy. The deck's just very, very good.
Yeah.
I think the twins fall short. I think that they just aren't as good as we had hoped, and I think that even the Melfi engine is really solid, but it has a lot of consistency issues that I think that the other two don't falter under. I do think that the runic cards being in the deck do allow you to do so much more. And deleting those from the deck is definitely unfortunate in the Melfi variant, but you do replace that with other things that are also very cool for it. But I don't think that those also are able to keep up with the meta. When you have a deck that's so versatile, like Runic for Hire, for example, you have pops, you have back row blowups, you have negation, you can spit out Underworld Goddess. Like you have so many different things that you can utilize. And toolbox decks like that, I think, are always going to be inherently better than others.
Yeah. I think that the fact that they've created an engine that is also non-engine is one of the best things that this deck has going on. And again, combining it like the genius of combining it with For Hire just doubles the amount of power. I think Kashtira is top S tier, no need to debate on that too much. The only thing that I will say is that this is a dead man walking situation, and I'm really scared for Fenrir. I don't want Fenrir to pay for the sins of the deck because I think um some people will just say, okay, just kill Fenrir. We don't need it. The deck dies. Everybody's happy. I'm sad for OCG players that cannot splash Fenrir into their decks. What do you think?
Fenrir to one.
Fenrir to
Let's see
one.
it.
All right, all right. Kid to one right after that.
Yeah, get the one, get the one. Fenrir to one for sure. I think that card is degenerate, and I don't think that card should be in the game. I think that Pankratops is better than Fenrir. For anyone who goes, well, if we can have three Fenrir, we can have three Pank. That's just incorrect. But having three Fenrir is also just not like it. I was about to say it's not fair, but it's not fun at all. Like the second you see a Fenrir on board, you have to interact with it, right? And I think that's what's so insane. Is any board now is just like summon Fenrir, and you're like, oh, okay, like this is what we're doing.
Yeah. So
Um,
you're gonna get a
so
board plus Fenrir on top of all of that, like every single time.
And you can't even count the games that I've seen where people just go summon Fenrir and they have like a hand trap and they pass and it's enough.
Yeah.
Like that's
This
insane.
card's good.
Because they
Card's
go
good.
like normal summon Blue Tang, no effect. Then they go like summon Sea Angel effect. And then you just go, all right, cool, like banish the Sea Angel or what have you, or like hand trap, then banish. That's just like a random example. But there's so many situations where like just Fender alone is enough because the card is so broken. It doesn't just banish; it banishes it face down, which is a huge issue.
So
Um,
toxic.
yeah, so like having Kashtira as the best deck overall, I think that's just an undoubted like 100%. That's just how it is. So hopefully we see that deck get the axe. But overall, I don't think there's as much conversation behind that being S tier. It is what it is. It's the unspoken best deck.
Yeah. Looking forward to the ban list to not play against this deck anymore and hopefully not, even Prosperity and Shifter. We'll talk about that in a different video. Unchained, pure Unchained, getting a lot of support, getting good cards like Yama and the level sixes that can make you some negates on the board. Overall, fun, cute, cool. In terms of power level, not sure it's going to be able to compete with like most of these, even though like it has some, it does have some nice matchups against like things like Runic, for example. Maybe even Labyrinth. You don't want to destroy stuff. Even Branded, like you don't want to, unless it's Mirror Jade. Chimera and stuff doesn't work. So it does have that going on. It might be like probably around here. I'm assuming. I don't really know where to put this.
So I would keep it in tier two. I think Unchained's very good. I think the Unchained Lab variant's very, very good.
Yeah.
I really like that deck a lot. Being able to put up, I think it's high Wave King Caesar.
Yeah.
That card's really crazy, and they put that card up very easily with like Yama, some back row, or like Solar Rage. That's also just super crazy. But like the deck itself has like the brand new Fire and Ice hand I always joke about.
Yeah.
And it's very, very cool. It's very, very based. And I think just off surprise factor alone, where there's a lot of people that just don't know what the deck does. If you bring it to like an early regional in the format, I think you'll actually see a lot of success.
I agree. It could catch a lot of people off guard, because suddenly, I mean, it was able to combo before, but now it's like those three new cards are just like doing so much work, and suddenly making the deck into like a combo deck, plays into Nib and stuff like that. And then you get the negate, which is something that you didn't have before, and when you have a lot of interruptions coming from a lot of different locations at once, you have stuff coming back from the grave, pops on the field, back row, hand, stuff like that. It's hard to keep up, and if you use that to your advantage at the beginning of the format, you might do well. Um, let's run a little bit faster. Bestial control. Yeah, I don't know if it's
I'd
like
leave it up
still a
by
deck.
Dragon.
By Dragon.
I would keep it in the same
It's,
category.
it's,
We're
pro- it's
seeing
probably
the
the
Bestial
same thing, though,
control.
right?
Yeah, we're seeing Bestial control add in quick launches and Tracer. So like
So it's becoming
it's
the
almost
same deck.
it's not Yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
the same thing, but it's not. It's like slightly different. So like it's almost the same deck. They have like notable differences, but it is almost the same deck now.
Yeah. We love Lubellion in this household. Blonderies. I played a Duelist Nexus tournament like last week or something like that. 7 Swiss rounds, 2 of them were Fluenderies. It seems like every time that I forget this deck exists, it pops back up, and suddenly I'm like against Rabina and stuff. I think this deck somehow, I mean, not somehow, we know it relies mainly on floodgates, um, but it still manages to pull through, you know? It still manages to be really hard, and for some decks, impossible to play against.
Yeah, Fluendaries is always going to be a deck, right? It has a really good Cashier matchup. Like I know that people will say like, "Oh, it can just get like sucked up by like a Rise Heart, like all the birds," but at the same time, like Fluendaries play so many board breakers. They're just known to play so many. And the deck itself, when it's able to go first and establish a board, Book of Moon is an amazing card, and the deck has several of them. So I think for that alone, that the deck has to be tier two. You could argue 1.5. You could, just because it has such a good cash matchup and it's very generically good in the format. And main deck's D shifter. It's a deck that has not left the meta in forever. So you could argue either way, but I think the deck's still very solid.
I was thinking about it somewhere here.
Yeah, it's also very cheap right now, so it's a really solid option.
All right, let's not put it above Sprite. Let's not go crazy. The reason I put
Yeah.
Earth Machines here is because of their top cut. This was in my last tier list, and I was like, okay, we have to acknowledge that because people are, we're talking about it. I also have a friend who took Earth Machines to that Duelist Nexus tournament. Did really well. Out of like almost 100 people, came in ninth, just missing top cut. I think it's a pretty like interesting deck. I don't 100% know how it works, but suddenly you have like a 4600 monster on the field that halves your life points and negates stuff and like kind of crazy, and then it burns you. But just like acknowledging the deck, I don't think it's very good. Sometimes you might be able to sneak in a win if you're a solid player, but I don't think much to talk about here.
Ruin Forest plus Skill Drain is real crazy. That's all I can say. Uh, when it comes to Earth Machine, I would always put it in D just because, like, I don't think the deck's very good in general. But, like, it's one of those decks that does top here and there, so you can respect it a bit with putting it in C. It's still one of those decks that I don't think is very good.
Yeah.
I think that it just catches a lot of people off guard because a lot of people they don't play against it for a long time, and they're like, I forget what these cards do, and then they just start losing to things they shouldn't lose to. Um, but overall, I don't think that it's very good, but it's definitely better than the next decks.
You
So
think it's better than the
fun.
next deck?
Oh, that card is like E tier or like that deck.
I mean, it can do stuff, right? I mean, if it gets going, kind of gets
Is there a
going.
Z tier?
We'll put it right back into the list. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
I
The
don't
deck
know.
is so bad, even with the new card. That deck is so bad. Like it's inconsistent. Even with the new consistency card, Bishil's absolutely ruined that deck. Like hand traps are just like not a fan of that deck either. Like if you Ash Genta, if you Bishil any of the names, like there's so many things that you can do against Dark World. You can drop Droll, you can activate Nibiru, the Primal Being. Like, there's so many things that just ruin that deck. So I don't know. I can't respect that deck ever.
I think that people kind of wanted to. They you first look at Dark Corridor, which is the new card from Duelist Nexus. It says, if I remember correctly, add one Dark World card from your deck to your hand, and then discard one card, right? But it also says you can only activate one Dark Corridor per turn, which I think is the big like misunderstanding. Like everybody saw this card. It's a 3 of in Dark World. It's insane. It does like what? How they could have printed this deck draws their entire deck, and it basically becomes a brick afterwards. And even with this card, like Gary said, I mean, I don't think it's really worth noting. But I think we're coming down to the last two, which I'm super excited to talk to you about both of them because I think we are First of all, lore. We love the lore, and lore is
Yep.
being lored out in Duelist Nexus. It's coming to a point where you finally have like a full lore deck. You have decks that run 4 planets, which is really cool. Um, we have this Google spreadsheet amongst our Discord friends group, and we put the hot takes there. I told you about this in our last podcast,
Yep.
and my call was that Vanadium might be in a very, very good spot after the ban list, even though it is looking kind of like a classic combo deck, but it has a lot of like really cool stuff going on for it. And then Tier, which I know is a deck you really love, and seeing some resurgence with Revolution Synchron, which you talked about, not being like super hyped as it is, but um, what are you thinking about these decks in the coming format?
So I'm actually playtesting a lot of monodome tier right now,
Ew.
unironically. Playing all 4 planets is one of the coolest things that you can do.
I agree.
It's super based and activating set rotation is very cool. Um, being
AFD.
able to summon Ancient Fairy Dragon, yeah,
Yeah.
also very cool. There's a lot of really nice plays. So I brought up one in the podcast where if you open up like Pearl Reno plus Revolution Synchron, you can search the Rhino Heart, send to your cash mill too, Revolution plus Rhino and Ancient Fairy, pop your field spell, grab Calarium, and then you add the Riem Heart, Ancient Fairy special, the Riem Heart, and then you're able to add the Obsidian. And then you can bring back the Revolution Synchron, summon the Visas Synchro, add Reframing, and now use your Visas Synchro and the Riem Heart to go into Crimson. So just off 2 cards, you can do quite a bit, and playing multiple planets is actually like really impactful. So there's a lot of like really cool plays that you can do in the deck. Overall, I think that like the monodome deck is going to be very solid moving forward. I think that there's still a lot that has to be figured out. Like that deck's never been solved yet, and it
Yeah.
needs to be. But I think there's just so many different avenues that it's hard to. So I think that putting monodome at like either a really high B tier or like a super low A tier is probably where it'll be until it's figured out. I would have to put a tier honestly in just about the same spot because so not only does tier have a revolution synchron now, unfortunately we don't have chaotic ruler like the OCG does that keeps that deck alive.
No.
I think that's a little unfortunate, but we were also getting the horse cards in AGov. So I'm just gonna keep thinking about like that kind of a build that we get to play, which is already crazy because the card's like zombie vampire. So if you don't already have yours, probably pick one up just to have it. Um, I
Just
think
sold mine.
overall,
Great.
yeah, I think overall, Tier Limit is another deck that you can't deny that it has results as of late. You know, like it has been doing nuts. Like it's been really good. Uh, so I think that's really cool just because of where the deck is and how hit it is. I think that it's funny. The 2 decks that I love in this game are 2 of the most egregiously hit decks in history. But at the same time, I think that both of these have a lot of potential in the new format and post AGov.
Yeah, I think in the future we might see some. I am holding off on tier here because I think that, I mean, I know you love the deck. I don't think it's been doing that well recently. I mean, it's been doing well for a dead deck. That I'll give you that. Like for a deck that has been absolutely slaughtered, it's been doing fine. But I don't think it's like, it's still in the ground, basically. And,
It's still topping every event.
I mean, I think in really like small percentages, though, right? It's doing fine in some people's hands, but it's still like, sneaking in a win. And maybe you can give that. So, like, you would expect a good deck to do that anyway, right? So, what I'm saying is, like, for a deck that has been hit to the ground, it's doing fairly well. Like, if it's still managing to top, it's doing fairly well. I mean, I want to put it right next to between Brandon and Sprite, in my opinion.
It's fair.
We'll take it. You're a guest on the channel. We'll give you that. We'll give you that. Kids who won. This is the list.
Get the one.
This is the list. We do miss Kid Kalos, but I think that this is an interesting list. It's been really interesting to hear what you think about all of these decks as well. And I think the most interesting part about this list is that it's not really going to matter at any point. It's just like talking about the decks and looking at them compared to each other. But, in 2 weeks from now, World Championship. After that, we're all expecting some decks to die, some decks to maybe get better, some decks to maybe come off the ban list. I'm really hopeful and excited, and especially like looking towards Age of Overlord. I think it's gonna be a really fun time.
Yeah, like I said too, like AGOV is something I've been like exclusively testing, just because like Dune format doesn't really matter to me at all. Like there's like a regional I can play in, but other than that, like I'm just looking forward to the YCS, and AGOV drops the same weekend as the YCS, and then also the ban list should hypothetically be out. So that's really cool to think about as well. Uh, I always try to look ahead for whenever the format is gonna like restart, especially after like the slow season, right? Like right after Nets. And that's kind of what I've been preparing for, because just looking ahead at the new cards, I brought up the horse cards 100 times today. If you haven't read them, definitely go read them. Cards are very good,
Yeah.
but but
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, I was gonna say, beside that, like the format seems very interesting. I know that there's a couple cards here, a couple decks here that you're probably curious about like placement on, and a lot of it just has to do with like if you see like branded a bit lower, at least in my opinion, it's just like there's so many other decks that I would play before that deck, and that's where I'd put something like lower than something else, right? Or like if there is a certain deck on here that you're curious about, definitely just go ahead and comment down, and we'll comment back and just kind of tell you like the thought process further if you want to have a conversation about that. But most of the decks on here I've tested exclusively and just really try to make sure that like I understood which decks can actually perform in the format that we're at. And the other thing you got to realize is most of these don't matter at all while D shifter is still legal. Like you can play all the cool decks you want, but the second you get D shifted, it's how well can your deck play out of that right now. And until that gets addressed, I think that everything else is a bit irrelevant, unfortunately.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, thank you so much for to GGYGO for tuning in for this surprise tier list live on stream. Definitely check out his channel in the description below, and of course subscribe for me. And also like this video, leave a subscribe here on the channel, and of course comment down below what do you think. This is a branded channel. We have branded here as tier 2. I want to see some angry comments. Thank you so much again for GGYGO for tuning in. See you in the next one. Peace. Alrighty, alrighty. This was nice.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get shit for that, but we'll see.
Nah, probably get more shit than that. You can get all the shit usually anyway, right, guys? Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting. I really wanna. Yeah, maybe we should do like Age of Overlord something. I'm really interested. I haven't been able to like play test any of them. But now it's out, right? It's out in the OCG for like a week right now, something like that.
Yeah, I've kind of been forced into just playing Age of Overlord, so I was like, okay, like I guess this is what we're doing. Because everyone's like, there's no point in testing this format. I'm like, you're kind of right. Like,
That is
makes
true.
sense.
Only for like
So
online
that's just what
tournaments.
I've been doing.
Cool, cool.
And like, horse cards are crazy because they're very good.
What do they do again? They have this card that draws a lot of cards, I remember.
They all are level 8s that are free reborns out of the graveyard.
Hmm. So zombie vampire.
Yeah,
Ugh.
so all 3 of them can just reborn themselves,
What
and
if
they
they
all have
bring
effects.
back Chaos Ruler?
I've joked about it. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it is funny. It is definitely funny.
Bro,
Horus.
of all these like Demon Slayer cards, it's like looking at these right now, they're all standard size. They're pretty cool.
Ooh. This looks like what you have on your arm. Isn't it?
Oh no, this is I believe his name's Iguro. Um I don't have that now, but he's very cool. He's very cool. He's in the next arc.
Horus
Yeah, they
cards.
reborn every turn. They're in custom cards, I believe.
No, they're already
Oh
out.
no,
They're out.
nice.
They have 3
Yeah, those
names?
cards are
4
very
names.
good.
4 names, right. This one is the
Do they have 4
Bloodborne.
names? I only read 3.
It's
They only
4
play
names.
3, I think.
Yeah. I don't think you play the monkey guy. I think.
No, you play him. You play the purple one, the blue one, and then the monkey.
So the
You don't play that one.
Kebesenehuf Aegis of Horus, you don't play
I
that.
don't even know what this card does. I just know you don't play it.
If you control special summon this card from your graveyard, another card leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect while you control this monster, you can activate this effect this turn. Your opponent cannot target horse monsters for
Oh, that
attack.
card's
Also,
dog.
it just protects. And then there's like the sarcophagus, right? Sarcophagus,
Yeah, that card's also very
which
ass,
is
but
really.
like it just needs to be on field.
So you play it just
It
to
can,
bring it out.
yeah, you can send a card from your hand to the graveyard for cost to send one horse to the from deck to grave, so you get a free 8, which isn't like the worst like card. It's fine.
Yeah.
But like other than that, the sarcophagus doesn't really do much for you. You have one of the horse monsters can pitch itself from hand to search the sarcophagus. That's
Oh,
broken.
that's good. That's
Be-
good. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so you essentially you can send one from your hand to search. I think it's the is it the blue one? It is a blue one. So you can pitch it to search that. You have the monkey, I believe, is the one that is Kelda Mudora in one card.
Send 2 cards from your
Um
hand, including this card. Add Pharaonic Sarcophagus. Then you can draw 1
oh
card.
yeah, then you draw a
What the
card.
hell?
Yeah. That card's broken,
What the
bro.
hell?
That card's so good.
Yo,
Yeah, that card's so good.
these are gonna be like secrets. Look nice. The sarcophagus is probably gonna be a secret.
Yeah, so those cards are correct. The monkey's really good though. Again, just being able to like Keldo your opponent if they like clear cards, very good. But like it's not even like a Keldo. Like read the second effect. It's like wild. The wording of it's crazy.
This one, like
Yeah.
you can target 2. Okay, wait. The trigger is if another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect. Oh, I remember. The point is that you don't want to attack them or remove them because then they do a bunch of shit, right? That's the point of these cards. I remember.
If you battle over them, it's fine. But if you clear them, it's fucked.
You
Like
can
this
target 2
card's
cards
crazy.
that are banished and or in the graveyard. Either add both to the hand. Woo! Shuffle both into the
Yeah.
deck. Holy crap.
So it's like Keldo, but it's a little different.
Yeah, but I mean, it adds 2 back to hand. Then you discard those 2. You search more. You draw more. You do like all the bunch of. What is that? How do they work
This
with
card's
tier
also
limits?
crazy.
Because
You just mill everything. You look
oh,
like you mill
true.
all
You
the
want
horses to the
you want
graveyard,
them in
and then
the
you make zombie
graveyard.
vampire,
Want them in the
and then
graveyard.
zombie vampire mill 4.
Yeah, you can draw cards equal to the number of monsters with different names in it. Whoa.
Yeah, and then imagine you go blue pitch Kelbeck,
Blue pitch.
blue
Yeah.
pitch Agito.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so good.
That is definitely cool. And they look amazing. So, I'm all in for that.
These cards are broken.
They
I
look
had a
really good.
board up. It was like Cross Sheep, Baron, Rukalos, I want to say like Redoer, and then I had Solik and Hobness, and I was like, oh my god, like they do so much.
Yeah. I've been testing out
They're
this
they're fun.
60 card Chimera build. It's all right. Like the end board is crazy. But I don't know what I'm going to play next. Like I don't really have any, you know, there's no real motivation behind like picking up a new deck or like switching it up right now because there's not a lot to play it in. Of course, we have the channel, so I want to, and everything is being released in max rarity all the time, so I just have to pick up all this shit, which is fun. And it's still fun to play that deck. I'm wondering, like, I've been testing out the 60 card, and like Magnum the Reliever is kind of cool. The illusion stuff, like once you get it going, like with the like 2 negates from graveyard, it's kind of crazy. You have an 8 interruption board. So those have been really fun.
Why don't you have the whole deck as a giant card?
We talked about we know. Oh, you mean like print each card as a giant card, just like the entire screenshot?
Yeah, like the
of the deck?
Rebellion.
Yeah, like all of them. Just like print all of them.
Yeah.
With like the 60 card build, of course, and the side deck and the extra deck. We were talking about like the we looked at this before on stream. Somebody asked for if I have like a picture of all the cards in the lore chronologically. And then we kind of look through these, and they are actually in chronological order. on this page. So I was like, what if we just printed a huge poster of all of these? That would be tight. Because like some of the artworks
That'd
on
be
this
cool.
one is just like, Adlib has hair.
Interesting.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna head off to the next portion of the stream. I'm gonna go pee and grab a drink as well. Thanks so much for coming, dude. Always happy
Absolutely.
to hear from you. We'll chat back soon.
I'm sure that we'll hear some interesting responses on Brandon here too, but we'll see.
Branded tier 2, kid to 1. All right, friend.
Yep.
I'll see you.
Later.
Bye bye. All right. Got Gary on. What do you guys think about the list? You've been quiet. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. If you haven't still, please do like the leave a like on the stream. Subscribe if you are new. Thank you for it was FedOps subscribe to, during the tier list. Thank you. I'm gonna go grab a new drink, and I'll be back, and then we will get to some card sorting. We were in the middle of like getting to sort some cards, so I'll be back in a sec. Alrighty. How's everybody doing? All right, let's kick this off. Go back to where we were. This. This. Look at how good this looks. This just looks amazing. Absolutely love it. We got potentially another Discord call. Let's see. Might have another guest on the show. If not, then we'll wait and see. Right. I think we're gonna be starting off our binder organization The first thing I want to do. Okay, so usually it's usually complicated. Oh, so first of all, just wanted to show you this in case you haven't seen. Kind of crazy. It's beautiful. And I just got a bunch of new cards in the mail. So we are almost at max rarity right now. Almost at max rarity. We already have 3 Cartesias, I think. We're missing 1 Quem. I have it at a friend's house to go get it. Lubellions, we have 3, and here's the 3rd Cartesia. One of them is, I think it's the middle one. The middle one is North American. This one is North American. These 2 are Europeans. And you see, like, you can see just by the color that the North American one is just a little bit brighter in color. And it makes it so that the Starlight Rare kind of pops out a little bit more on that card. But still, I'll probably trade it in the future for a European one, but it's not like super priority. Then we have the Lubellions. Where's the 3rd Lubellion?
Hello, Galzo.
Hello, how's it going?
Hello, Mr. Streamerman.
Streamerman.
Dreamer, man.
Yes, yes.
What's up? I'm doing binder sorting,
Yo.
showing
Weird
off the new
flex,
stuff.
Final, the second Cartesia Starlight.
Weird flex, bro.
This playmat
not
looks so good.
Yeah.
Are you seeing the playmat?
Rebellions.
They're all Starlights or one? Nah, yeah.
The Cartesias, yeah.
Yeah.
All of them,
Okay.
like all the Lubellions too. The only thing that I'm missing now.
One of them looked
It's
like
American. It's
secret.
American print.
Yeah.
No, but if you.
Oh, now it looks better.
Okay, okay.
One is
Fine.
American print.
But
so
still,
you
like
can
this
only
is
play
this
2.
is North American, so I need to trade it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I need to trade it. And we got the Dark Magician. That I really don't like this. Like I don't
Yeah,
understand
for
why
some
they made it
reason-
OCG
Yeah.
stock. I don't really get
Guys,
it.
I already told you I can give you first edition Yugi starter deck.
No, I'm just gonna wait for the secret rare, red
From the
Dark
Spiegel?
Magician. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mm.
the wrong art. Okay.
wrong guy. And then we have the Chimera, which I have another one in the mail coming, so I'm gonna have 2 Chimeras. But I mean, collector is like nice. It's like very subtle rarity. It doesn't really
Yeah.
stick out. It's very gentle.
I like
yeah,
it.
but if I'm wasting like money for a Chimera collector,
It's not
being
enough.
subtle,
It's not enough.
being subtle is not.
No, it's
good
pretty.
enough.
I don't
But
agree. It's
but you
pretty.
but you see it. Like when you have the card down, you see that there's something weird
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
it's just like the
doesn't
weird
really pop
rarity
up.
in Master Duel.
Yeah, it's
Gator.
very
Well,
close to
whatever.
like the.
Gator.
Yeah, that's that.
I'm allowed to say it. I have the privilege.
Yes, he can.
Only he made.
Lulu looks great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Beautiful
so
card.
we're not here to do that. We are here to do some organization. This is what we're here for today.
Oh my god, this deck box.
This deck box is insane. The colors just like so good.
Yeah, it's holy shit. Mirror Jade, it's like the most beautiful card in Yu-Gi-Oh.
No,
I'm not even kidding.
that's Lubellion probably.
Zeus.
No.
Not this Lubellion though.
Zeus.
This
No, no,
Lubellion.
no.
Zeus?
Zeus.
No,
He's
bro.
saying that because he has a quarter century, right?
Mirror Jade, look at Mirror Jade in this picture. It's like insane.
Okay. Effect Zeus. Detach Zeus. Send him.
Okay, if
Uh,
you're a Jade.
Yeah.
Okay, so they both say. So it's a tie. Okay, I'll take a tie.
It's not a tie.
It's a tie.
What do you mean? I can also banish cards, and send to the graveyard something to get going
follow-up.
on.
Yeah, but you're locked into fusion and lose to Ash Blossom.
No,
so,
no, no.
You're playing the imaginary Yu-Gi-Oh game, basically.
No. Those are fake, right?
Yeah, of course they're
Of
fake. There's no
course.
adventure
They're-
token.
I
But they
Yeah.
look pretty
I
good
don't
though. They look pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got them
Good
from
combo.
I got them from Etsy, I think.
Tips.
They actually look pretty okay. Like when you look at it too close, it doesn't look that great, but it looks
Wait.
pretty good.
No,
It's
it's
How does the back
It's an
look? Is it
actual
like a-
card or it's a
an actual card.
It's I mean it's proxy.
yeah.
Of course, it's box.
Okay.
Of course, of course.
It's not a proxy. It's how do you call it?
Orica.
Yeah.
Orica.
Orica. Yeah.
Orica.
Eureka. Eureka.
I need to put this. Oh, there we go. We have these ones. I need to put them in
Holy
the
shit.
binder probably. They look really good.
Yeah.
I still have Iblis. I don't even know how that happened, but
You will lock your opponent in Brandon.
Dogmatica.
Holy shit, it's the reshow deck that isn't Dartron.
Okay, these go in the binder. These go in the binder.
The dark side of Gaza.
All the Dogmatica stuff.
Do
Do I really pull this apart? I mean, I'm not really playing it.
Maybe you should just put Diviner because Diviner is good.
Where can we find more online
Diviner
events?
is not just good. It's also one of the most beautiful cards in the game. You need to.
No, the most beautiful card in the game is like...
One of.
Yeah, oh, okay. The most beautiful card in the game is Baguska.
Sure.
The Lost Art specifically.
Speaking
Babushka
about
is-
beautiful cards.
Babushka is based on me. Just so you know.
Speaking about beautiful cards.
Fought in Angli. Sorry.
This is
Wait,
just.
sorry.
Yeah.
This is
Useless
incredible.
Limit Layer.
Yeah, we need to wait for Kastura to.
Begone
Say
Thought,
goodbye,
as we
yeah.
can say.
Yeah. Wait, you just got an Ultimate Slayer?
No, it's out
No,
of his hand.
it's when I pre-ordered it when Pote came out, and I
Oh, okay.
probably never resolved this card in my life.
You resolved it against me, I believe.
In what deck?
In this deck.
I mean, this is not a deck.
In
This is a pile of
Dogmatica deck,
cards.
I meant.
I refuse,
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
refuse
not-
to call it a deck.
I wouldn't call it a deck as well.
I believe you won this game. Just think.
I mean, you play Tri Brigade probably, so it makes a lot of sense.
Don't you talk bad about Brigade, okay?
Bright Brigade.
Okay,
Video.
so
Bright Brigade.
So what's the point of all this? Just
I'm
Sorting
sorting
No.
stuff.
yeah, no, you're gonna put all of these in the binder or just.
So these will go in the binder. These
those
won't
for
go
sure.
back to the binder.
Yeah.
These will go to.
Actually,
sleeves.
Ecclesia, why not?
It doesn't need to be in the binder. I mean, it's just a waste of space, waste of sleeves. It could go. You know what? It could go in the because I'm playing 60 cards. It could go into the Despia box, because it is technically maybe playable in Despia. So might as well put all the Dogmatica cards there. And Maximus I don't need anymore because I have a secret. And these, all of these will just go into the Dogmatica pile, which is right here.
Those are certain. Wow.
That is some sorting.
You're overly organized. Okay.
It's not
Dogmatica.
overly. It's very organized, but not overly. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's a lot of things. Beautiful ain't one.
Please, dude. Shut the front door.
Okay.
Put the front door.
Let us, if we're already here, let's take out some stuff. We have like past format stuff. I don't know where to put this. Very core.
Just give them to Arik.
Let's see what doesn't need to be here. First of all, see what doesn't need to be here. I already have skill drains that are ultra. Don't need the common ones. Grisaille Prison is like, I mean,
What the fuck are these?
you remember this all? Grisaille Prison? If you control a face-up monster that would tribute ritual fusion summon, until the end of your opponent's next turn, neither player can synchro or XC summon,
What the hell?
and synchro and XC summon cannot attack, and their effects are
This is
negative.
just D-barrier.
We were looking for thrust targets, and this was one of them.
Bro.
So like if I thrust into this and I control a fusion monster and play against Kastria, they can't exceed. Or I mean, it's exceeds or synchro, so I'm playing against synchro decks, they
Okay.
can synchro. But
And
it's
then you realize.
but it
then
sucks.
You realize there's a better
Play
card
D-barrier.
called D-barrier.
Yeah. And this was also copium. If the attack
My
of a
gosh.
monster you control becomes 0 attack by card effect, draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. So I'm like,
card is-
Where it
It's
is?
not legal. What do you mean?
Where it is.
what do you
It's
mean?
not
no-
legal.
Oh my god, it's not legal. What do you mean?
It says this card cannot be used in a duel.
How? How did this happen? Why?
Did you not know about this card?
No.
I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised.
I mean, it sucks. Why is it not
This
legal?
this was like not a prize card, but like a promo that was never legal.
Why? It sucks.
I have no idea what's happening here, but okay.
I don't think it has another printing that says it can be used, but
I guess it's not legal, so I got again like it's another step beyond me buying banned cards. Now I'm just just buying illegal cards at this point.
Yeah.
Anti-spell.
promo,
I don't
yeah.
need this here.
it was a
Could be for
promo in Legendary
trades.
Collection Choice World.
Don't
in
need
like
this because
2013.
I can have this for trades. Strikes. I mean, I don't need them. Gravity
So,
Collapse is a good card. Trap Trick. I probably have better versions of this. Exchange of the Spirits. Garbage.
Expansion Spirit has a common? I did not know that.
Yeah, it's from I don't even know where. Waking the Dragon. Peekaboo, I already have them. Heavy Storm Duster. Reboot. Alternative. Sucks.
The 3, please.
Splash, I mean, I don't need it here. Titanocider is such a good card.
No, it's
Um,
not.
These can go.
Clearly, you have not seen a shop
Shadow
deck in
Imprisoning
action.
Meal, Branded Befallen, Grave Creeper's Trap, IO.
Good card.
Exchange with Spirits, Schism, Reboots. Exchange can. Okay, so we cleared out a few trap cards that don't need to be here. Schism, I have like 10 schisms at this point.
And you keep putting them in the box, okay?
Okay, let's. Yeah, because, you know. Might as
Why
well.
not?
Why not?
You don't know when Schism is going to go to set.
Yeah, you never know. Okay, spell cards that we don't need here. We definitely don't need this. We definitely do want to keep this. This is good. Concealing, I
Libromancers.
have more copies of this, I think. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I took these out of the binder. Super Poly is good. Duster is good. Fusion Sub is good.
Super Poly for
Shadol.
great quests.
Shadol. I don't have a core for it.
The Dongo.
Could stay here. Disciple, Basil, Rose Shoot, check in the hand.
Is it the wrong
Polymerazione.
print of Disciple?
The what?
Or is it the wrong
I
print
think it's
of
the wrong
Disciple?
print.
Polymerizione.
There's only one print. It has only been printed wrong.
Oh, it wasn't printed in the structure deck?
Maybe?
Let
Now
me
that I
check
think
one
of
sec.
it.
I'm very curious right now.
But it's Battle of Chaos. It's after the structure.
No, it's not.
What?
Yeah,
The
no.
Battle-
Battle of Chaos was after.
Was like- No, it was before.
Battle of Chaos was after the structure.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure it was after.
Maybe
Battle
he's
of Chaos
right.
was April.
No, it's true. It was January. No, he's true. He's
January?
right. He's right.
February.
It's like February.
Yeah.
I thought Battle of Chaos.
Yeah,
was
but it's
was
the wrong
April.
it's the wrong text.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, it only has one print. Never bothered to fix it. Such a bad card.
Patchwork. Don't need more. Brand lost. Italy. Yov, I can hear myself through your microphone.
Oh, sorry. Me.
Huh? You Jonathan.
Yeah, best card. Best card. $120.
What I hear?
Right cards.
Chlorette
Like,
de fleur.
about a crossout designator, you have no 6?
I have 6.
Why don't you get rid of 3?
I don't know. Never got a chance to sell it.
Okay.
Kaiser Colosseum.
He's waiting.
I'm waiting.
It's gonna. The ultra polymerization.
Hoppa.
Mine, 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 mine.
Mine. I'm genuinely curious on why do you have so many of these cards? Like they're so random.
I mean, what do you mean? You don't have
Yeah.
random cards?
I
Gal,
have random cards.
Everybody
but,
has
like,
random
okay.
cards.
Can
Yeah,
you
but,
bring
like,
me an, a 1-for-1?
places?
A 1-for-1.
1 for
Before
1?
you put it back. Before you put it back.
Now he has to look all
Let's
through it again.
go. It's fine, he's taking my money.
Oh no, the 1 shekel.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you think he can buy Starlights?
With 1 shekel, yeah.
Yeah.
You saw the new playmat of for the structure deck?
Which one? The
The Crimson
dual one?
Dragon stuff. It's insane.
Wait, do you mean the pre-release structure?
Yeah.
The what?
I think it's not Crimson Dragon. I think it's how do you call it? Cosmic Quasar. I think
I don't know what card is. It looked like Crimson Dragon to me.
pre-release. June.
It's
What?
it's Michelle sent it in WhatsApp. It looks amazing.
Oh my god,
okay,
it's beautiful.
okay. Crimson King. Okay, okay, okay. I thought you meant the Crimson Dragon from Dune. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh.
It's looking.
Oh,
pretty
you
good.
wanted this a while before.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're as beautiful as the day I lost you.
He's now looking for the Draco quests.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. We should have one here.
When was like the last spinning of that card?
But it might not even be here. It might be in the other pile. It was Ghost from the Past.
Oh, it was reprinted?
Draco quest? You Ghost from Past 1 or 2?
Ghost from the Past 1.
Okay.
Colossus, let's go!
This is Ghost from Past 2, according to what I'm saying.
So this is not... It's in another pile, but I think I have one.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Is that
that.
Egyptian? Wait, go. Is that an Egyptian slime god?
No, I don't have an Egyptian
Eh?
slime god.
I swear to god, I saw like...
No.
Okay.
You didn't.
Okay.
Volcanic Shell. How do I have Volcanic Shell? Oh, it's...
The Speedo.
No, it's the Salamangreat structure deck.
3! Mystic Potato! Oh, wait, it's tomato. Never mind. Debris Dragon. Let's go. Gold Rare Torrential Tribute is like so ugly.
Yeah.
The search for Drake quest.
The search is never ending.
You thought about it? The super power target, or you say it somewhere?
I saw it. I saw it.
Okay.
It's been talked about for years. I think like someone suggested it in like 3 years ago when Dragoon was popular with not Dragoon. Infernoble was popular with Savage Dragon, I think, or something.
I don't double sleeve my main deck sleeves. I double sleeve only my
One
my
dragon
extra
single,
deck.
one more. Yeah. So like 3 years ago, people
Oh, I
played.
forgot about the extra
Infernoble,
deck. Oh no. We're just gonna put all of these in the binder.
and people just purposely didn't end on Savage
What the
Dragon for
hell?
the
What
Omni Gate.
the what? Secure
Secure
guard?
guard now.
Okay.
I'm securing you. You don't have one.
You
No,
don't you don't see that it looks like secure
The
guard?
card says the secure guard.
Yeah.
So it means it is. Oh.
The dice.
The giant card. Where's Lulu?
What sleeves do you suggest for double sleeving the extra deck? So I'm using, there's two options you can go for. You can go for, I use these for my extra deck, which are Dragon Shield clears, which look like this. They have this matte finish on the back, and they are not super tight, so you can put them on sleeves that are not Dragon Shield. But there's also these ones that fit a little bit better. So if you have Dragon Shield main sleeves, these fit really, really tightly on them. So they will fit like really like snag. And they also have the same matte finish. It has this little, like, you know, there's a bit extra room at the top, which I don't like. Maybe if you put it the other way around, it's like, looks a bit better. Yeah, these look pretty good. I might actually sleeve up my entire main with these, because I thought I only had 60, but I have more. So we might do that as well. Ooh, it's Brood Enforcer. Why did I use a hollow? Nice. Sounds good, Nix. Appreciate it, Splice. All good. Happy to help. This is for Jonathan. Jonathan, there are a lot of things here for you. You still haven't picked up. Alright, so we're gonna put all these away. These need to go downstairs. They're just bulk. This also is some bulk. And now we need to put this back in the binder. These need to... Yep. OG Alubers. It's better than the old tea. Cannot wait to use these in the near future. They look pretty good. These engage. Alternate arts. I'm not I'm not super into this. I have to say I don't like this. I'm gonna keep it in my binder because it's like nice. It's like an alt art of a really awesome card. Honestly, I don't like it. I mean, I think the original looks way better. Got all the staples here. Got a lot of random feather dusters laying around. Where's my third talent? Probably in one of the decks. And traps. We have some traps here. Put this over here. Now. Put this back into pile of sleeves. 2022, 2023 championship sleeves. We managed to top both tournaments, which is good. Topping both is good. Do something like this. And I need to use these sleeves, right? I mean, those are really nice. Those are like the branded sleeves from Sleeve Chief. Looking really good. I'll put these back. These can go downstairs. So good. We moved out of the deck. Cleared out some room. Now the question is, should we double sleeve our branded deck? I mean, you know. The problem is that I don't really... I mean, I could just do the side deck and then take it out, because I don't like... I don't know. Let's do the main deck. We have to, I mean. But the question is, are the sleeves clean enough? Like, because I don't want to double sleeve dirty sleeves, right? So should we... What do you think? Should we take out all of these from their current sleeves, move them into new sleeves, and then double sleeve them? I think that would be the play. But honestly, I don't know if this deck box will hold all of these cards. I think it has to be the play, though. Because there are some expensive cards here. Like all of them. Literally all of them. I'm gonna grab, let's see if I probably have enough here. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab another 2 packs of... Oh, it should actually be 1 pack because it's 60 cards. I'm gonna grab a fresh pack of Dragon Shields. These are good, I don't need to take them out. I might switch them over to the 25th anniversary ones. We'll see in a sec. So I'll grab a fresh box of these and 1 more box of double sleeve so I can do this as well. These will stay here and we're gonna double sleeve the deck. It's going to be really fun. If you haven't still, please do like the stream and subscribe if you're new, and I'll be back in a sec. I'll go grab another box. Fresh boxes. We are re-sleeving the entire deck. Let's start off with doing the side deck. So what we'll do is that we also have the Aluber here, but I'm gonna change the sleeve. Look at these. These look so good, right? These look amazing. So I don't think these will fit within the perfect sleeves ones. The perfect fit. This looks really good. It won't fit here. Pretty sure. Or will they? I think it does make it a little bit curly. It does look. Is it a bit curly though? A bit stretching it. I think it's fine for a token. It still looks good. We have our token here. Now we're gonna do the unthinkable and start unsleeving my deck. These, we can put these into sleeves as well right now. Even though these are not new sleeves, I'm fine with putting them in here because these will change. So once I side out cards, I'll have to change like the oversleeve on them. So this is gonna be the first time my deck is actually outer sleeves. Yeah, the outer sleeves, these Japanese size ones are incredible. They look really good. They make the cards feel good. And of course they protect, which is what they're supposed to do. And we're gonna put all the cards into fresh sleeves. Then we're gonna be like, these are safe. These are gonna be nice and safe. So we're gonna start off with a side deck here. This is very ASMR. Chilling out. So what are your plans for the rest of the week? I have some more work, but our weekends are from Friday, sort of. Like Friday is like you guys' Saturday. I don't know, might see some family. Need to see Barbie and Oppenheimer still. Haven't had the chance to do that yet. What do you think also about they look so good double sleeve. Like everything looks amazing double sleeve. So what do you think about these versus these as extra deck sleeves? Like these I like because, you know, I won them. And they look good, honestly. Like they have this hollow, the red, which fits in with the branded theme, but these also look kind of nice. I'm sure they will look pretty good, but it's like almost like advertising Konami on my deck. Let me know what you guys think. The red has more clout. Probably agree with that. But the black one, I mean, it does have some clout to it because like nobody has this. Pretty exclusive, even though you can buy it. Richard, thank you for the sub, dude. Welcome in, welcome in. 25th coming red. I don't know. Okay, we're about to begin the unsleeving. Sounds like a movie. The unsleeving. Gonna be looking really good on the new sleeve chief mat here. It's gonna protect it really well because it has like this nice material. It feels good to be a double sleever. Feels good. All right, side deck is done. Let's put our side deck to the side. I mean, there's no way a 60 card deck fits into here, but we'll see. Maybe we just don't keep in the side deck. So we have this, and now we will begin the unsleeving. Let's try to do it very carefully, because we are dealing with some expensive cardboard here. Got some Lubellions. Double sleeving feels really good. Feels good. I'm gonna be feeling like I have this. I don't have OCD, but I have, you know, I like things to be organized and you know, clean, and it will feel good once I'm done with this, for sure. How's it going, Remy? Yo, these branded fusions, they're so like the OG. I'm gonna miss you guys. You've been with me throughout my entire career. I love you. You've been so good to me. And they're also like still fairly okay condition, being like the most played card that I've played in the last 2 years. Love you. Beware, if you run 60 cards, your deck is gonna be extra thick. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to find a new deck box or something. We'll see. Sleeve Chief, if you're watching this, we're gonna need another box. Alright, so high rarity stuff is gonna be here. All the rest is gonna be here. Sleeves are also already kind of dirty. Nadir Servant, there's no point in upgrading now because there's gonna be in November. I'm saving my money for November because they're gonna have a Starlight Rare Nadir Servant. What does the dice compartment look like? It detaches and looks like this. So you have to like detach it, then attach it back. It's so freaking quality. Yeah, this thing is like a Mercedes, to be honest. Like, it is technological. I mean, they put some effort into this product, so it's kind of crazy. Right. Halfway there, sort of. Another ulti. I want a secret rare Mercurier in the tins. And kit, Spring Ant's kit as well. This is a nice card. Does look pretty good. Happy to have this. I'm gonna need like new allures too, like my allures ultra. I need at least a secret. Yeah, July 30th, guys. Everything is gonna be 15% off with Galzo 15. You're gonna get a chance to pick all this up, even you US folks. I have a feel like this is the Lart. Obviously, it's kind of nice. I do kind of want to switch it up for the secret rare. What do you guys think? What do we say? All right. Chad is saying keep the Lart. Lart is kept. Let's keep the Lart. Fusion deployment. What an awesome card. Iron Dash should get a rarity. Yeah, for sure. Maybe in the tins. Maybe in the tins. We'll hopefully get like a super secret ultra. Why not? It makes sense. They skipped it in the OTS. We're not even done with the deck. Oh my god. Okay. We're on the way to a double sleeved 60 card deck. Probably next week I'm going to be getting the Chimera cards from Duelist Nexus. I don't have any Duelist Nexus still because we didn't have a sneak peek yet. Because we are a backwards country. So a lot to be waiting for there. We're gonna do some profiles. Okay, so there we go. Let's do this. Let's do starlights and then ultis. We got ultis here. Branded fusion's also gonna be probably coming on next week. I need new desires for this. Probably. Get some secret desires. Right, deck is unsleeved. Woo! Which means... God, oh god. Nice. This is what a branded deck looks like, unsleeved. Not extra deck for now. Now we will open the brand new... And this is slippery, guys, so, you know, if you're opening up a pack of sleeves, they will get slippery. Okay? So careful. Slipping around. All right. Pulled first quarter century AGA slaughters from boxes from Sneak Peek. Yo, which one? That's insane. All right, so these are the old sleeves going back in. They're a little bit thicker. All right, let's start off with the important stuff. We're gonna be here for a while. Angelica, yo, that looks nice probably. Synchro starlights are really cool. Oh, so it's not gonna slip that much actually because of the double sleeves. There's something inside it? No, it's behind it. Game Genic. I've actually never heard of that. But that sounds interesting. Never heard of that at all. Alright, we're on the way to 60 cards. 60 card double sleeve. When you stack them, they will slip around. Not these though, because they have like these will. These probably won't. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. So maybe we just put them in the box instead of stacking them. God, this is like a bank heist. Take these out. Put these in the box right here. I don't even know if they will even fit. All right, European Cartesia number 1. North American Cartesia coming in. I mean, honestly, like the Euro looks better. I mean, this is shinier, but Euro in terms of colors looks better. I need to trade this one. You guys want an American one. Oh, careful. So Dark Magician is with the Starlights, even though it's not even a real quarter century. It's just like, I mean, it looks good. Not gonna lie, it's looking great. When you plop this on the table at locals, people are inspired. They want to be like you. But the artwork is just not it. I prefer the red one. I also have the ultimate rare one, which is also the same artwork. Like every high rarity card has the same artwork. And I have the Adidas one as well, but it's still sealed in the box. In the thing. I haven't opened it, which is cool though. Make it feel less bad when you see it in your opening. Yeah, I guess so. because of the air, you will need to put a book on top of them for an hour to push out all the air from in between. Really? Okay. Noted. I will. Unless you're debating me right now. But there should be air in there. Yeah. Yo, look at this. The Aluber's got a hit. This is not from now, but this is probably as a result of being not double sleeved. It's a bit damaged right now. Yeah. We got a damaged Aluber, but we love him. I mean, this Aluber has been with us for a while. It's good. I like it. I actually like it. Because I'm never gonna sell this card. Yeah, it's Battle Scars for sure. Awesome. Right. We are double sleeving. I wonder how much this deck is worth. It's probably... We did a calculation one, but it's a couple $1,000s. Which, honestly, like, to be honest, I mean, of course, I'm privileged to have a job that pays fairly well, allows me to buy all these stuff. And, of course, YouTube wouldn't be able to do any of this without you because, you know, the ad revenue from YouTube helps. It really helps to bring in a few couple $100 a month so you can buy some nice cardboard to show off to your fans or to your viewers. So, I'm wondering like if this will be a cool video people will want to see. Sleeving up my blah 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 or dollar deck. Not. I have to do it in my double sleeves. Must be nice. I'm scraping with the teacher's salary. Oh, being a teacher is super cool though. Just enough to buy expensive cardboard. Well, I think it's important to have hobbies. Me and my girlfriend talk about it all the time. You know, we're not getting married, but we're like life partners basically. And we always talk about like being our true selves and how important it is in a relationship, and not even in a relationship necessarily, like outside of a relationship. If you're not in a relationship, it is also important to have hobbies. And you know, every hobby costs money. Like no hobby is free. Even if you go hiking in the wilderness, you're still gonna pick up some shoes and some camping gear and stuff. Like everything costs money. You upgrade, and you know, it's just the way life works. So there's nothing wrong about, and I think Yu-Gi-Oh is one of the better hobbies in my opinion because it involves a community. And you know, when a hobby creates a sense of community as well, besides being like, you know, I don't know, I'm building models in my bedroom, which is cool, but it doesn't necessarily create a sense of physical community, then that's pretty cool in my opinion. That's worth investing, you know, even if you're like, you know, living on a tighter budget like I did in some other periods in my life, but also like now I'm not going around spending, you know, infinite amount. I could be spending much more. You're not seeing me opening booster sets like I did before because, you know, I understood that while it was fun, things change and it's not even good for the channel. Like people don't seem to enjoy it because there's other people who do it way earlier and way better than I do. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stick to the things that I know and love. So even if you're, you know, scraping on a salary or living on a tighter budget, what is life worth living for if not for the small things that we love that sometimes cost money because it's the world. This is how the world works. Yeah, I mean, teaching is awesome. Teaching can impact someone's life a lot. Like, you know, you can and probably specifically you are impacting a lot of young people's lives. This is what you remember as a kid. It could make or break you, to be honest. Good teacher or bad teacher. So at the end of this, we're going to be missing 15 oversleeves. We're going to be opening this to get them as well. I got these the night I won my championship because they were just at the store and I was like, okay, I'll pick them up. I mean, it's honestly like, I'm gonna be real. It's gonna be funny. I mean, it's not gonna be funny probably, but like, it gets me emotional to. I love these cards so much. They mean so much to me that it makes me a little bit emotional to go through all these and feel them like physically and look at them and see them outside the sleeve. I've been through so much with this deck, and like things in life also. And this deck has been a constant. It's funny, but this deck was one of the only stable things in my life for a period of time, and I always came back to it. Like when you think about it, when you really think about it, it means a lot to me. I've always said that these cards mean a lot to me. They're more than just winning and more than just playing Yu-Gi-Oh! This is why it's hard for me to get rid of them or like move on to a different deck, because it makes me feel different when I play this. So yeah. Emotional Galzo moment. Brandon Red. Because these are like not new now. These have some history, and when you have a smaller community like I do here, your deck tends to last longer because people are more on a budget and cards are harder to find. So sometimes you'll see people playing like older decks because, that's how it is out here. And you will always have meta players picking up the stuff early, like you guys probably have in your locals, but still, these do reflect quite a bit though, right? These do reflect quite a bit. I do have an anti-reflection thingy, but they do kind of reflect. It's still good though. It's still fine. I remember when I almost played Sprite. I bought Runic before anybody knew what it was. I mean, it was doing nothing in the OCG. I just saw it on DB1, so I was like, this is cool. Bought a Runic core. Nobody knew that this deck was going to be something. And it was just after that, or just before that, Power of the Elements, I picked up a Sprite core because I wanted to play Sprite. I just didn't feel it. I do feel it when I played stuff like Striker, Altergeist. Those were my decks. But it's going to be time pretty soon, probably, to move on from this. There's no way around it, but what I'm saying to my friends all the time is that I'm holding on to this deck because it's not going to be here forever. So I'm trying to like participate in as many events, play as many tournaments with this deck while I can, because it's not going to be here forever. So yeah. Oh yeah, Luna Light. This is just beautiful. Speed Duel got the technology on hold. They got the technology locked down. So we're on our way. Gonna need to put a book on it soon, but we need to crack open another box of these. This was fun. This was really good. I'm really happy that we decided to double sleeve. Ow! There we go. All right. Let's do this. Should be, by my math, 15 more. One of my first tournament ever over the weekend with Brandon. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Congratulations. Super happy to hear that. Nothing like that feeling, right? Feels good. We are just finishing up double sleeving our 60 card max rarity branded. Not max rarity yet. This is a common. What is this? Is this on the card? Okay, this is not gonna be here for long, but yeah. Anyway, congratulations. I mean, think about the amount of people who there's a lot of people since I started the channel, like messages that I get probably like every 1 or 2 weeks. Yo, I just took Brandon to a tournament because of you, and I won, and like it's awesome, and I'm super happy for everybody who does that. And you know, think about that. I wasn't like, if you were here earlier when I did the segment with GGYGO, like a year ago, I was, you know, sitting at home watching his videos playing Striker. And it's really happy. It really makes me happy to know that there's some like positive contribution to what I do to people's lives, even if it's just like the hobbies. Then it's really, I really love to hear that. Yo, Kit also has damage. Our kid is damaged. We'll leave her. Such a cute baby. Yalba Strike Tournament. Add my locals. Almost half players used it. Yeah, I mean, this deck is a hype. This deck is one of the GOATs. It's going to be remembered as one of the greatest. Even though it was never like, you know, it wasn't Kashia. But it got the love that it deserved. Honestly. Like, because this deck is like all gas, there's no non-engine cards here. There's not even a Call by the Grave in this deck. Everything is Brandon and Patrick. Hopefully next week I get my ulti branded fusions. It's going to be rough putting these out of the deck. These are probably, these in reds are the only OGs in the deck right now. And Lubellion, the Searing Dragon, I suppose. But that's the extra deck because it's the same one. But branded fusion is, you know, that is a major stepping stone for Yu-Gi-Oh! And you know what's the best lore card out of them all? You know it's the best lore card of everything. The story about this card just makes me feel things. I might frame the branded fusions, or maybe sign them, give them away to viewers, like I'm gonna do with the Lubellions, by the way. I'm not gonna sign the Lubellions, but I mean I'll sign the sleeve if somebody wants me to. Learn play Brandon, thanks for you. Won several locals. Let's go. Let's go. Yep. That is fun. That is fun. Are you saving all your packs? Dude. That's awesome. That's so cool. I'm really happy for you. Last one. How is this possible? How many cards are in this deck? Look at this. It's like a Magic the Gathering deck. Oh my god. Are signed copies legal for play? Go, Jam Buds. How's it going? Oh, you rang. I'm calling you back. Okay, so you can just sign the artwork and it should be fine, right? Yo, 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 yo. Look at that setup.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Good. How's it going?
Doing all right? Hey, I saw you reached out a little bit ago. I guess I missed it.
Yeah, you know, I'm doing my thing over here. Why don't you introduce yourself to the chat? They can't see you still. I'll add a source, but you can tell the people who you are.
Hey, everybody. My name is James Brown Jr. I am a Yu-Gi-Oh voice actor. I'm the voice of Yu-Gi-Oh! SEVENS Roa Casti in the English dub. How you guys doing?
Beautiful. And let's see. Nice setup. Looking good.
Thank you, thank you. I'm still cleaning up around here, but yeah, it does what it got to do.
That's sick. Let's put this over here.
Wasn't expecting the camera to be so wide, though.
That looks good though.
Appreciate it.
Looks good. I'll
I was
put you.
actually, watching you unpack. We were sleeving everything. It looks like.
Yeah, I am. So I just finished. I'm gonna have to figure this out because, like, I don't know if you're watching my stream because I'm not sharing my camera, but it's like this. This is the deck double sleeved. I double sleeved everything because the deck is relatively expensive.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
Wait, I'll turn up your volume because chat says you're a bit quiet.
Okay.
Turn it way up. Wait, there's a sneak peek tomorrow? Where? But anyway, chat told me that I need to push these down with like a book or something to get out all the air because it's just too much. It's not even gonna fit in the deck box. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with this.
Okay.
Okay, let's put it here. Wait, so first of all, the most important thing to say, like, why James is even here talking to us is because we are working on a pretty exciting project together. So I saw, like, I ran into him on Twitter, saw that he's like a voice actor for, many things, including like a Yu-Gi-Oh show as well. And you guys probably remember that I did the Albaz movie, and now I'm working on the Visa Starfrost movie. We also had a debate today on how to pronounce the word visas or visas, depending on who you're asking.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah.
don't want people on the line going after you off of something like that, right?
I mean, this is exactly why I did the poll. I did a poll on Twitter asking people. All right. I was asking the people, how do you pronounce it? And there's no like official pronunciation anyway, right? There's no like Konami released. I don't have the book here; it's downstairs. But they released a thing called the Valuable Book, which is they release it like every season. I think maybe once a year. I'm not even sure. And they have all the lore there. They have like images of all the archetypes and stuff. So they write it down, but they're maybe like the only way we can find a pronunciation, but that's going to be in Japanese as well. It's not even going to be in English, is when they do like, sometimes when they release new shows, new sets, they do like a live show where they present the cards. Maybe somebody talks about it there. But
it makes sense.
With Yu-Gi-Oh lore, I think it's a lot like up to us to come up with the gaps, like fill in the gaps, because they don't really tell you enough, right?
Yeah.
They don't tell you enough.
Yeah, I usually don't find out how to pronounce something until I get into a session. So yeah.
And in that case,
yeah.
the director will tell you how to pronounce it.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes I'll still have trouble pronouncing stuff, but probably because of my own little, I guess, funny ways of saying words, right?
Is it hard? Do they take stuff from like Japanese and try to like, is it one-to-one to English, or do they change it up for the English audience? How do they do that?
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I'll oftentimes check out an episode that I know I'm going to be recording for ahead of time and compare the script with what they're saying or what the sub version is saying or something, and I'll see that it pretty much is going in line with what the episode is, but then there's some stuff that's not there that they've had liberties, I'm sure, to change. for maybe time constraints or for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, for sure. We got a question in chat. What's it like being a voice
Okay.
actor? I can't imagine it's fun and stressful. I wouldn't
It
imagine
is
it being
fun.
stressful. Stressful.
It is definitely stressful. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like any other job where it's any other job where you're basically constantly marketing yourself and freelancing to find more work.
Yeah.
There's that stress. There's no guarantee of a 9 to 5 might have, but it is fulfilling in the sense that is something that you want to do. You don't necessarily have your own boss, but at the same time, you have to be responsible to, not only keep your craft honed, but to, find work, and make sure that it's you give yourself the best chance. And even then, you might not get the audition, so you have to be content with disappointment quite often. So
Yeah, I think any
be
job
okay with that.
where, or like any profession where you are the product. At the end of the day, you are
Mhm.
the product. So you're the marketing team, you're the secretary, you're scheduling, your logistics, everything.
The
Like
web
you
designer,
are the
graphic-
product.
Yep. You have to present yourself a certain way, as you would, because people are going to be watching you or checking, like how you would interview for a job. They'll probably look at your social media, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
to see if you're a jerk or someone that's gonna be a problem. People do that whether they say it or not.
Yeah.
So it's also that too.
See how human you are,
Yeah,
pretty much.
that's what I would do. I'm
Um,
just gonna believe you.
I mean, that's why you have like I remember interviewing for my job back in the day, and we had like a few like stages, and like the very first stage was just a conversation on the phone with somebody from like either like a resourcer or a recruiter, and it was basically like the most basic stuff that you would ask a person like, what do you expect out of this job? Like, what is your like experience? Just tell me a little bit about yourself, stuff like that, just to get you through the gate of like, okay, this is gonna be somebody who's, it's gonna be relatively pleasant working with them as a human being before we even start talking about their professional skills.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's where those non-traditional questions come in, because at a certain point, a lot of people that are applying, generally speaking, have a level of skill or experience that can be used to, properly do a job, you know. So that's kind of where the deal breaker is for a lot of people. Can they even handle an interview process? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of them, a lot of people fall apart or get nervous or they present themselves incorrectly or negatively. Maybe due to pressure. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Trying to get the job. You never know what's going on with people, but that being said, there are certain things you want to do in an interview to give yourself a better chance. Try to tell people that too. Like, even if you don't get a job, you want to present yourself in a way to where you might be thought of next time.
I know it's probably a question you get asked a lot, but it's probably something that you heard before you even went into voice acting. And the question is, how did you get into it? But I'm sure like before that, because of your voice, people already told you, oh, you could be like a great voice actor, right? I like every time you meet a person with like a unique voice, that's the automatically like the thing that you would say like, oh, you have a really nice voice, because it's something like you notice about the person immediately.
Oh, is that what you're saying about me right now?
I mean, obviously, I know you're a voice actor,
Appreciate
but
it.
I'm saying like,
Okay.
but it's something that even without being a voice actor, like the main question was like, how did you get into voice acting specifically? But I was like prefacing it in a very weird and bad way, and like, yeah, you probably got that a lot even before you were a voice actor.
Not really. No.
Oh, really?
No, not in my case. I did get mentioned a little bit when I had a video editing job. one of my first jobs out of college, one of our clients, whether for saving money or maybe just to, or for whatever reason, I don't know the reason, we were asked to put some voiceover over a video we were doing for them. I think it was a pitch for them to have our studio, our department do their videos, to see how it would look or feel. So I went and did recorded some lines, and we got feedback from them, and they liked the voice. What they did not use it, I believe, but that's when I started really thinking about maybe doing voiceover.
Wow, that's awesome. Was it when you started working on Sevens? How familiar were you with Yu-Gi-Oh?
I was pretty familiar with it. I watched the show. I watched Duel Monsters. In college, I watched GX, and that's when I started playing the game. But then I kind of dropped off once 5Ds came around, mostly because of two reasons. Number one, I was a broke college student, so I couldn't afford the cards they were asking me to get to keep up. Actually, I think I stopped playing around the time. What was the name? Tour Guide from the Underworld was released.
Oh, that's Extreme
That's a
Victory.
Premier Exceeds card.
Oh,
I
okay.
remember that card specifically.
Yeah,
And I was like, "There's no way I can pay for this and still go to college."
It was expensive.
Okay. And then I think I never was really successful in the card game from a competitive standpoint, but the closest I ever got to feeling like I could do something was around the time they started banning key components of the Frog Synchro deck.
Ooh, interesting.
Because that's when I started trying to take it seriously, and like I said, I don't have a lot of money, so I can't afford to pivot and buy new things at the time.
Yeah.
So once I went there and did pretty decent with a Frog Synchro, I think I was using Trishula and all these things, and I was like, okay, I may not win, but at least I'll be competitive. And then they started banning my cards, so I got tight. So I got very upset, and I was like, okay, well, I guess that's it for me. That's a wrap. I'll just play casually.
That's not nice of them. That's really not
No,
nice.
not very nice.
Not very nice.
Very not nice.
Did you feel
Well,
like
to be
you
fair,
had, like,
wasn't it kind of stupid though? Wasn't that kind of like the concept of that deck kind of broken at the time?
oh, like frogs? Frog
Yeah,
Synchro?
frogs and
I don't think
synchro.
I think
Yeah.
you're a little bit more OG than I am. I mean, I didn't play back then. I came back into the game. I left, so I started playing at the very beginning, like at the very beginning. But I left before Xyz Monsters came out, and I returned after Link Monsters came in. So basically, I missed out on all the middle part of everything.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
So I don't remember that time. You feel like you had, because are other voice actors who worked with you also played the game, or were you like the only one?
I believe I know they're all familiar with it, in some degree. I don't remember if any of them actually played it. Actually, trying to remember. I know one of them. At least I believe they play and cosplay Yu-Gi-Oh stuff at one point. I don't know if they still do. Jen, who voices Asuna,
Sick.
voices. I mean, she played. I know I've seen cosplay of her. With that character, or was it Mai? I think she did some of Mai cosplays at one point.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to look right now to see if I can find some.
Now, I would imagine it's like,
yeah.
in a good way, probably kind of a geeky environment to be in. I mean, anime voice actors, we all got a little bit of geek inside us because we love it.
Yeah, I would say so. I was definitely very much a nerd. Probably still a nerd right now, actually. Just hopelessly, just infinite nerd energy over here.
And we're all look at what we're doing. We're all nerds. all a bunch of nerds,
True,
but
true.
being
Yeah.
a nerd is cool. 2023, a cool thing to do.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's what I heard. You know, that's the rumor.
that's
I've
what
heard
they tell
legends
me.
Speaking in dark corners of the room.
That's
yeah.
what they tell me. Mom still doesn't believe it, but I know deep down it's true.
Deep down, she's somewhat happy for me.
She was like,
Right.
okay. I was like, because listen, it's funny because I don't know how old you are. I'm assuming I'm 32.
I'm in my 30s. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in my 30s as well. So we're basically like, we come from the same generation, I assume.
Mhm.
Grew up in different parts of the world, but I remember like me being like, with the whole conversation about being a nerd is like, I grew up. I was I was lucky to have like, I had I worked my ass off to buy myself a PC when I was like 15, I think. It was the first time I had like a gaming PC. And prior to
Oh,
that, I was playing
okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh as well, like since I was probably 12. It's actually funny because I sold my entire Yu-Gi-Oh collection to buy my first PC. So I had to sell my cards and like quit Yu-Gi-Oh because it was like, I'm 16. It's not cool anymore to play with cards. And, I got to move on to the next thing, which is gaming. It was 2008. Or like
That sounds very
2006.
similar.
2006. So like the next phase was
Mm.
like being a gamer nerd all day on my computer, not doing homework, like skipping school sometimes just to play on the computer with friends. And how parents are, they want you to quote unquote succeed. While
Yeah, but they have their own definition of what that means, right?
yeah, I mean you need to have like a physical profession or like something with like, accounting, stuff like that, as our parents' generation.
Yeah,
Um,
9 to 5. Yeah,
9 to 5 job, whatever that is. but-
it's called the rat race, my friend.
Exactly. But for
Yeah.
us, it's like we grew up with parents who had like some vision of what success and like work and career looks like. And then when we got to a point where we are like almost their age or like where they were at in their career or like in their job,
Mhm.
then it's like totally different right now. Like being a nerd is an advantage in some fields because like you're familiar with the tech stuff, familiar with like the material. Gaming is huge. Having technical skills on the computer is a really advantaged work. Like being a nerd pays off eventually. That's what happened with my parents.
Yeah, it pays off, but like I said, it's all universal, right? You're working hard. There's certain things you're not doing, even though you're playing games. There's certain things you're not doing to set yourself up, whether it's learning how to operate software, to stream per se. I'm sure you have to design your own, or at one point to design your own logo, your own branding image, for people to find you. I mean, you're on YouTube, so you have to learn how the algorithm works and how to upload. Most people don't need to know how to do that, and you're not getting paid for any of that while you're doing this, by the way.
Yeah.
So, and you're just expected, and it might not work. It
Yeah.
might not work. You might not get anything.
1,000%. I mean, again, it's a part of like, this is your, like for me, I have my day job.
Yeah.
That I'm lucky enough to hold on to allow me to explore this hobby. Like what we're doing here, nobody's paying me to do this. Nobody's paying for any
Yeah.
of these cards besides me. Nobody's paying for anything here. This is what I do to.
That's why you guys, should subscribe to Galzo. Show your support.
You just got to subscribe. Nobody's
Isn't that
paying for
right?
this besides you guys, of course, and my sponsors. But yeah,
Mhm.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, it's about, at the end of the day, I went to school to study graphic design. This is I have a degree in graphic.
Same.
Really?
Yeah.
No way. Where'd you go to school?
Yeah. I went to the Art Institute.
Wow.
Not sure what's going on with them right now, but that's what I did, and went to the one in DC.
Insane.
And yeah,
There you go. We're both graphic designers by profession.
I wanted to be an animator, but then I realized that how much work that took, and I decided against it, and pivoted to graphic design and video editing.
So now you're like also one step after the animator comes in, voicing the characters.
Yeah, and I think that was always the thing. I just always wanted to be involved in cartoons. You know, ever since I was a kid, I loved cartoons. Obviously, a big fan of certain shows, and even pretending to be in the show and making up voices to be in, you know, while you're playing with toys with your sisters and stuff like that. So that was me in a nutshell.
Huh.
Very weird, hyper imaginary kid, you know.
So yeah, we're both graphic designers, and
Yeah.
after I finished school, when I was in my last year of school, there was this internship at a company, and the teacher was like, "Hey, you can apply through me. You can send in your, CVs." He sends them over. We go to the internship. There's like interviews and stuff. Yada yada yada. I get the internship, do the summer job, get the offer, go straight out of school with the offer, but it's not exactly the field that I was thinking to myself. Like at the end of my degree, when I was studying, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be this specific niche in graphic design. So like years go by and you like switch up, and that was like my passion, that I was like kind of, okay, well, this job, it pays a little bit better than the passion, quote unquote. You kind of get sucked into doing that. But then on the flip side, it comes back as like, okay, this job allows me to maybe invest some time in YouTube, and also money, because these things are not free. The camera, the mic, computer, you get to invest it back, and then that becomes a passion. That's just like,
Yep.
it's just life.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of risk involved. That's what I always like to point out. There's a lot of risk involved when you do this kind of stuff.
There is. You need to be, I mean, of course, you always need to be responsible to know, like, there's always, like, a chance to chase your dream. And it's a risky move. Of course, it's a risky move.
But you have to be driven. You have to have a vision, right?
I do believe that with, the, not even necessarily the right setup, but just, I worked my ass off these past 2 years on this, on having 30 people tuning into a live stream, or I love it. Like, I love every single moment of it, and I really worked. Like, I am still working hard for it. Like, you're also streaming, growing your audience, doing work. It just takes work. It just takes consistency. A lot of people message me on like, how should I get my shit started? It's just consistency. It's just being consistent.
Yeah, you just gotta do it and do it over and over and over again. That's really, sometimes the answer is that simple. There's obviously nuance to it, but the general gist of it is just to do it and continue doing it. So that you get used to making it a habit. Generally speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy to be discouraged.
Oh yeah.
In any field where we talked about like you're the product. So it's easy to be discouraged if there's like no work, there's no views, there's no likes, there's no subscribers.
Yeah.
You need to find what
Especially
makes
especially when you're the product, you're the face of the product. It's easy to feel like if you're not getting a lot of views, for example, we'll just say that, or for me, let's say you're not getting enough callbacks, that there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? If you're not in the right mental mindset, you might, look down on yourself because maybe there's something wrong with you. It's not necessarily the case, right?
Yeah. It's hard.
So
I mean, rejection, feeling like shit sometimes, that's human, and people have to deal with it somehow. But like every successful or even not successful person will tell you that you get knocked down and you gotta get back up. That's like life in general, but like if you're pursuing some sort of a career that has you as, you know, being independent as the face of your product, like getting up after you're knocked down, it's like the most basic thing in order to keep going. But besides that, any cool new exciting projects they're working on?
I'm supposed working with this YouTube content creator on something. I forget
Oh.
his name, but he's pretty puff.
He's alright. He's okay.
He's all right. Yeah, he's all right.
He's alright.
He's a nerd,
Yeah,
big nerd.
big nerd.
Outside of that, I can't really talk about much. I try to keep everything I do secret, just in case. I don't want any issues with people saying you were supposed to say this anytime soon. So even if it's not in a contract, for example, like I don't even want to risk it. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So I am doing some voiceover for like YouTube channels every once in a while. Yeah, so I try to keep that private for the time being. You know, but outside of that and just auditioning, and I have a day job just like you. You know, so outside of those things, which I normally keep private, I just don't say a lot. I don't really announce much when I get stuff. I know there's several projects coming down the line that I can't wait to talk about. One I'm very excited to talk about, because it's like a childhood thing.
Yeah.
But
That's awesome. That sounds
alas, I
exciting.
cannot.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Just got to be a part of it, you know. But alas, I can't talk about it.
Well,
You know.
we're happy for you regardless, even if you can't talk about it. We'll probably turn this into a video, you know, because this is a cool conversation. Not over yet, but we'll put on all the links in the description below. So I found James on Twitter, but he also streams on Twitch pretty regularly,
true.
to be honest. Like keeping a regular schedule.
That's true. That's true. Like you just, I'll be fair. I don't. I think I have a lot to figure out in terms of streaming, using Twitch and stuff like that. Like a lot to learn before I start having 30 people on my stream too. But for the most part, just at least I'm on there. You know, having fun, being silly, goofy.
No, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So, what are you thinking about our project for the visa story? What are your thoughts? I mean, there's nothing to reveal here because the story is like, you know,
It's already out.
it's
yeah.
already out, but the same with the Albaz stuff I did. Nobody told it the way I told it in that video. Not to like toot my own
No.
horn, of course, but like, it's
Well,
like
the voiceover and the narration, right? Yeah.
the narration and like putting it into a story and again filling in those gaps that Konami doesn't really do. They give you like a taste of it, except for like anime stuff, of course, which, you know, if you're looking at 5D Zero's cards, you can actually connect the dots because there is a show that tells that
Yeah,
story.
that's
But
true.
now we don't have that
Yeah.
anymore. Maybe it's one of your secret projects. Who knows? But
No, it's not.
no, it's not. No, don't say
I'll
that.
right
No,
now.
no.
Start it.
So, how are you feeling
imagine,
about
imagine
about
an
this one?
Albaz. I'm sorry. Imagine an Albaz anime though.
I mean, people are. Just look at the comments on the video.
Like, chat. How many of you guys would love to see an Albaz anime, or maybe Sky Striker or Elemental Heroes? I don't know what.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something modern, like the
Yeah.
new era. But the thing is that, the Albaz story is better than most stories told on like human characters in Yu-Gi-Oh previously. Like as a story, it's like imagine if there's like, you know, Link Reigns 2 or whatever in the future. Like the next show is like the Albaz cards as cards is just a waste of a story, right? It's just a waste. Like you put so much energy on telling probably the most coherent story. Now we're seeing some of it with Visas too, which is like a coherent story about a person, how he feels, the way he interacts with people. It's like a whole universe built into card lore. It's a waste to put it in cardboard, you know? It's just a waste.
Well, what I'll say is sometimes things ramp up like this. It takes years, right? We already seeing anime. I'm sorry, manga adaptations of archetypes with the Sky Striker manga, right? So I would say don't lose hope yet. I would, if it was me, I would be saying let's see how the Sky Striker manga is received, and to gauge our risk before dumping more resources into something as expensive as an anime would be, right? You know what I mean? But I can definitely see like an Albaz one kind of with the same tone as Dark Side of Dimensions was.
Yeah.
You know, it's still for kids, but it had a darker tone to it.
That's exactly what I was going
Uh,
to talk about. That's what I was going to say. I talked about it in one of the last podcasts I did. I don't remember when I talked about it, but there was I think a couple of weeks ago there was a shareholders meeting for Konami, where shareholders in Japan shared their thoughts about like how they do this every year, how the game is running in their perspective, because they are the ones that invest in Konami. There were some points about like not bringing in enough new players into the game, and I did a video about that, and I talked about the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh as a card game is still relatively marketed for children or younger people. It still feels that way. I don't know how many YCSs or championship tournaments you saw on stream, but the ads for the cards are like more in the tone of the animes that we had so far in English, which is a little bit more geared into to children more than adults. And when you look at Magic the Gathering, for example, which has a total different philosophy on how the game is marketed, and of course it has much more adult content, they do 1 minute cinematics like World of Warcraft cinematic style for every set that comes out. So you see the characters come to life. They don't do a show about it,
No, they should though.
but it
I would
comes
love
to
to
life.
see I would love to see a Netflix series about like Jace,
Yeah.
Bellerin, for example. You know, like the
I mean,
Planeswalkers now
yeah.
on Netflix. Imagine.
I mean, first of all, League of Legends, even though it's like much more visual in terms of like lore, they have like a Arcane, it's called.
Yeah, I think it's called Arcane. Yeah,
It's
it looks,
pretty
I haven't seen it, but
insane.
it looks very nice.
I saw
I
like
think they have a fighting game they're developing for that too, and they have a lot of off like what do they call it? The game is based off of the franchise, but it's not the main
a spin-off.
game series. Yeah, spin-off. Yeah.
Arcane is like triple A anime. So I don't know if it's even anime, but it's
I
like
don't think it's
triple A production of like animation. It's
Yeah.
top notch. Like huge investment. So of course Yu-Gi-Oh is not gonna go in that route, not in the foreseeable future. But I think
Yeah.
It all started with a kids game and a kids show to bring in the kids to tell mom and dad to buy the cards.
Yeah.
We are 25 years after that. We are the kids. We were those kids.
We've been
Yu-Gi-Oh!
indoctrinated.
Yu-Gi-Oh! is not that easy for children, I would imagine, to get into. That's
Not
why
anymore.
That's why they do like Speed Duel and stuff. You have things like Speed Duel. You have
I think that's
Rush
what
Duel.
I think that was why
Exactly.
Rush Duel that was the concept of that. Yeah.
To make it easier for people to bring people into the game and eventually maybe turn them into, like play the
So, yeah, at
regular
least
TCG.
Yeah. That's a good strategy. It's a good strategy.
It is. But the strategy is like still it's still like drawing the people from the show, which is still like that works. That just works because the shows are good and they attract the audience and they tell the story. But yeah, maybe the Striker manga will be some turning point. And maybe, of course, like, it takes years. But on the other hand, you kind of need to strike the iron while it's hot. You don't have anything to sell right now in terms of Albaz. It's too late. Because if your goal is to like bring people into the game, like, it could be nice. So what are your thoughts about, like, you might have gotten a little bit into it, the Visa story?
It seems like it has a lot of potential to be a nice, complex, but fun sci-fi adventure, right? The lack of information, detailed information, lets people kind of go wild with their own imagination, which I think is by design, really. And there's a lot, you can kind of do whatever you want with it. It seems like, in terms of, obviously there's main story points, but yeah, I just think that that's one of the cool parts of Yu-Gi-Oh that people don't talk about enough, like just the lore behind the cards. Sometimes it's easy to get behind. I think it's the way the cards are designed, right? It's easy to not think about the lore as much if they're not involved directly with an anime, because they're just pictures usually. I mean, obviously there's normal monsters that have details about the monster directly, but not necessarily, you don't feel like necessarily you're being taught lore too much compared to Magic, where every card has like almost like a quote or a text that seems like it's from a novel.
Yep.
like a Lord of the Rings style novel of some sort, which it probably is, now that I think about it. So that's maybe something that could work in the future. I don't know, they have the room to fit that in there now, but yeah, like that. But that's the thing. I think things like wanting an Albaz anime was the intention.
You think it was
So,
the
I mean,
intention
we'll see.
of like when they designed the story that people will want something like that?
Yeah, because it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort, and I feel like you make things that have versatility in multiple types of media when you get that big, right? So that if you want to, and you see there's a demand for it, that you can go that direction,
See the people's reactions.
Yeah, and that's what I think. And that's a safe way of doing things, because if something fails and it's a lot of money down the drain, you probably had to convince some higher ups about doing it in the first place.
Definitely.
It's probably a lot of business. It's still a business, guys. So even though it's a fun product, I would love to see now that's anime. I'm probably not thinking about the business side of it while I'm enjoying a good animation, right?
Yeah, I mean, 100%.
There's a lot of headaches involved in making something like that, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's also the thing about I'm sure there might be some considerations about like Japan and the US together in this, because it needs to originate, like, if we're looking at how it's been done so far. I don't know about Rush Duel. I mean, Sevens up until now, was it also it was also before in Japan, right?
Yep, absolutely. I'm not sure how long it was between like the first episode of the Japanese, the original, and then the English dub. I don't remember, but it had to been like at least a few years, right?
But they probably had like the idea of like, okay, it's probably going to be in English too.
Yeah, I'm sure they had the idea
Yeah.
of doing that, especially with a new format like Rush Duel, right?
Yeah, you want as many people into it.
Yeah, they
It
made a
seems
game
super cool.
for it. They're selling product off it. This was definitely a multi-pronged attack, I guess I would say.
So in terms of like Albaz stuff, it's gonna be like the first time that it's ever been done in Yu-Gi-Oh! If something like that happens.
Yeah.
But also the Albaz story itself is a sort of a first time in Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. Like, I mean, again, I haven't been playing for years. We had the World Legacy lore before that with Orcust and the World Legacy and Ib and stuff like that.
That's true. Yeah.
That was pretty elaborate as well. There were like some chapters of like Yu-Gi-Oh! That had that lore, but I don't think it was necessarily in the point of view of one character, which is what they're doing with Albaz. and also Visas too. Dual Terminal and World Legacy were like pretty intricate lores, but they were more like world building rather than a person's or a character's perspective or like a journey, right? Which is exactly what happens with Albaz. He goes through a journey from beginning to end. There's a protagonist, there's an antagonist, there's supporting characters. Same thing with Visas. He's the protagonist of the story. And we by the way, we don't know how that story ends yet, which is why it's even fun to speculate a little bit about how it's gonna go. We have some hints, but not more than that. So I think again, it's like a first time for Yu-Gi-Oh! In a sense where this is one like Albaz is one of the first stories that actually took that approach of looking at the story from one character's perspective.
Yeah, yeah. I hope it continues. I hope it continues for a long time. I think it will. I think it will.
We just got the. Usually, there's some overlap with lores. So when Albaz was still running, Visas was announced, and what they did, which with Visas it was the first time that they did that, and now they're doing it again with a new lore. So presumably now we have in a set called Age of Overlord, which is going to be released in English. I think. I don't know, chat. It's probably going to be October, I think. But it was just like released in Japan last week, and there's this lore theme called Snake Eye. So what they do is that they release one card that doesn't mention the name of, like, doesn't have any characters of the lore. They release it one set before they release the actual lore archetype. So that would be a few months before. They just dropped one card. So they did it now with like a card called Snake Eye or something like that. It kind of teases the lore. And they did the same thing with Visas, where they, a few months before Visas was even introduced, they released a card called Clear New World that shows, it doesn't mention Visas, nothing about the archetypes, no tier limits, no Scareclaw, no nothing. Just has a picture, like the art is all the stars in the Visas galaxy. But nobody knew that because those cards didn't exist. It was sort of like a prequel hint. And now they did it again. So now we have a reason to believe that the next lore archetype is based around this woman outlaw who's like a badass bounty hunter or something like that. And she's also a fugitive. And she's fighting these Snake Eyes characters. And it looks... People are hyped because she's, first of all, a waifu. But other than that, it looks extremely cool. Like, people are super
I haven't
excited.
seen the design, but that sounds very interesting. You said it might be related to the Albaz lore in some way?
I don't know if it's related to the Albaz lore necessarily, but I think this will be like, if Albaz and Visas were the main themes of the game for a while, she's going to be the next one. Like, people are assuming she's going to be the next one, which is very cool. But on the other hand, some people are disappointed because a lot of people were like, where is Albaz season 2? People believe that's going to happen. Trying to be skeptical, but we'll see.
Yeah, because we got to see the adventures of Albaz and Ecclesia, right?
I mean, they went off and flew somewhere else. So, you know, it's either like everybody's still there, basically. All the characters.
They went to apply for a job.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
that's what they did.
Considering they're probably like 16 years old. So, yeah, it's probably their first job flipping burgers.
Guys.
Exactly.
True. I can see Albaz begrudgingly doing it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody's got to have a job. I came back from, you know, the war with the Despias, and now, you know, need to pay my way, work my way through college. Don't have any education. I just fell from the sky like 2 weeks ago.
What if we get like an Albaz Link monster? Wouldn't that be cool?
I was talking about that.
Or an Xyz monster is probably more likely.
Xyz, interesting. Why do you think Xyz is more likely?
Because I came before. Because I came before Links in the mechanics lineup.
I
right?
think Synchro was the best likelihood, and that actually happened before because
yeah.
we had the tuners, right? So we actually have the we actually got a synchro for the first time, which was insane. Like the last batch of cards has a synchro. Because Ecclesia and all the girls are tuners, that makes sense. But we were talking about a Link monster that could bend the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! A little bit and say that like it can be summoned even though branded fusion locks you into fusions. Like you can use that regardless,
Wow.
right?
Yeah,
Because
I'm sure there's something like that. Yeah, except for effects that involve Albaz. So I would assume, like, off the top man, I'm already thinking of a Link 2 monster that special summons Albaz from the graveyard upon summon.
that would be extremely busted. We kind of have that already, but
Oh yeah, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's not like a branded tier 0 or anything. It's
yeah,
fine.
it's not like Link 2s were ever a problem in the game.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Branded fusions at 2. I deserve something for that, right?
Yeah, I mean we already
You
have.
know, I've never.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I know.
I was gonna say I never got to play branded at full power, and just when I was about to get that, they start banning cards in Master Duel, so I was a little upset about that.
Well, we're gonna do oh, my phone died. Maybe. We're gonna do a lesson, maybe a branded class in paper, for you to see branded in full power.
Oh yeah, you guys get to watch me play branded every once in a while on stream. Maybe you can give me some pointers.
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
we talked about that for sure.
Mm.
Okay, my phone died, which means that we gotta wrap this up because I gotta get my take my dogs out for a walk, and we're gonna end the stream pretty soon. But first of all,
Yeah.
James, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. We wanted to do something together on stream for a while, so really happy we got to do that.
Definitely.
Shout yourself out on socials. Tell people where to find you.
Guys, if you want to jam out with your boy, definitely follow me, JamBuzzVL, throughout most of the popular social media. You can find me really easy. JamBuzzVL on Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter.
It's always gonna be Twitter.
Instagram, TikTok. But I stream on Twitch, JamBuzzVL as well. We do play Master Duel, so if you want to go in there and watch me get sent to the Shadow Realm, that's fine. It's fine, I get it. But we also play other games too. We play a lot of Hoyoverse stuff like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail recently. That's kind of what we're doing right now. But we might start to add other games too, very soon. So come through, hang out with your boy.
Yeah, definitely do that. And if you're watching this as a VOD, I'm gonna put all the links down in the description. You know where to find them, and of course, stick around because our Visas project is slowly coming together, and we're putting a lot of love and effort into it, so that it's good. And again, like having James on this project is like I couldn't give up that option because if we're doing something that no one's ever done before, then let's do it all the way properly. This is what we're doing for you guys.
Yeah. It definitely should be fun.
All right, dude. Catch me at another time to teach you how to play Brandon Master Duel. Do this again.
Yeah, I'll pop in. If you guys don't mind, I'll pop in from time to time.
All right, dude. I'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by.
See you guys later.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye bye. That was awesome, right? That was fun. James is the man himself. Cool. This was really fun. I'm gonna upload this probably as a VOD. It was really awesome to hang out with James. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We are wrapping up almost a 4-hour stream. Thank you guys for being with me tonight. We got to we got the deck, double sleeved. It's all thanks to you. I would have never done it off stream. So you guys gave me all the push that I need. And of course, if you haven't still liked the stream, subscribe, join the family. We're gonna have a lot of cool content every single Wednesday. We do these live streams. So I think now with like all the friends popping in, it's really, really fun and special. And of course, July 30th, if I'm not gonna see you until then, keep an eye out on Twitter and the community tab here on YouTube, because you're getting 15% off everything on Sleeve Chief, like the things that I showed you. There's new branded sleeves. There's a huge restock. New shipping to the US. July 30th. Keep an eye out on my Twitter. Follow me. The description is below. I had a great time. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you choosing to spend your morning, evening, or your afternoon with me. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.